Got a good matchup for you as Kennedy on Hall of Fame night is going to take on the Whitehawks of Mound, Westonka. Couldn't be a better night for football. You see the hardly a cloud in the sky. It was a little bit warmer this afternoon, but the temps have cooled down a little bit. Perfect weather for football. Welcome up top to broadcast booth, everybody, alongside DJ Moffitt. Josh Powers with you. We'll be joined on the sidelines by Paul Fournier as well. DJ Kennedy got that first win of the season. First ever win for head coach Kedrick Williams over Richfield on Friday.
I know he was excited. I know you saw him on Twitter a little bit. They gave him the little water bath. But the one thing I saw is afterwards, especially in the pregame here, they're settled back in. They had a good week of practice and they're ready to go. It's like they've done it before and they're ready to put a good battle out here tonight.
Mound Westonka comes in 3-0, perfect record. Had to pull one out, tight one last week, 21-20 over Providence Academy, but they're undefeated.
Coach David wasn't satisfied. He said he doesn't think that they've played to their best potential. So you know that he's worked really hard in practice trying to push them to come out against a game Kennedy team that wants to get another win.
All right, we'll talk a lot more about the game here coming up, but right now we're going to send it down to the third member of our crew, Paul Fournier. Paul?
Thanks, Josh. As you mentioned earlier, it is really hot. It's about 81 degrees, and it's really humid outside. So I was talking to the head official just before the game. They are going to kind of do some official timeouts throughout the game for water breaks for both teams. Players playing on both sides of the ball for both teams, as we know well for Kennedy. Helps them out a little bit. And as you also mentioned, it is Hall of Fame night, so they are introducing 5 new members into their Hall of Fame. So we'll catch up with those guys as well. And also, for those of you who don't know where Mound Westonka is, it's about 40 minutes, about 28 miles, 27 miles, just kind of out northwest of us, kind of between Mound and Spring Park, kind of out on the outer edge of Lake Minnetonka. So that's where Mound Westonka comes from. So they had a 45-minute bus ride here, so hopefully that's a little bit of an advantage for Kennedy. Back up to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Paul. Let's take a look at the Associated Press Top 10 as we, after tonight, hit the midway point of the regular season. Really, since week 1, not much has changed. Lakeville North still number 1 at 3-0. Then you've got Eden Prairie, also 3-0. St. Michael Albertville, Wayzata, Mounds View, Cretin-Durham Hall. They're all still undefeated and unchanged in the top 6. Prior Lake had that loss last week, so they're 2-1. They check in at number 7. Then you've got Farmington, St. Thomas Academy, and SMB still right there in the top 10 once again this week at number 10. Let's take a look at games last week in the district and also games involving Kennedy, and you were there, DJ. 41-28, Kennedy defeating Richfield. Probably could have even been a more lopsided win for Kennedy, if not for some turnovers, but you have to love what you saw last week from him.
I love the fact that they said they were going to give the ball to Theo Simmons, and he had over 20 carries, 197 yards, probably the most carries he's had in his career. It was an exciting win for Kennedy. Like I said, they want to build on more of that success here tonight.
And they won that one 41-28. Mound Westonka, we mentioned it earlier, they defeated Providence Academy 21-20, and then SMB continues to be undefeated, 40-7 over St. Croix Lutheran last week. So let's take a look at the updated standings in the Twin City Suburban Maroon District. Kennedy 1-0 in the district. They're atop the district along with Mound Westonka. You see the Whitehawks are 3-0, Kennedy at 1-2 overall. SMB, they haven't played a district game yet, but they are 3-0 overall in the season. And then Richfield and Providence Academy, both are 0-1 in the district, and both are 1-2 overall. Let's take a look at games this week around the Suburban Maroon, as well as games involving Jefferson. Of course, this one, Mound Westonka against Kennedy. Jefferson, tough test for them against Benilde St. Margaret's on the road. If you want to have coverage for that one, we have it for you as well tonight as well. So Jefferson, a tough test.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough task for them, but you know that Coach Carlson's going to go out there and fire them up in practice. Always a battle between those two teams.
Benilde at 3-0, Jefferson 1-2 entering this game. SMB at Providence Academy, and then tomorrow it'll be St. Anthony Village, a team we saw earlier against Kennedy. They will play Richfield in a rare Saturday game. Let's talk about our key matchup, DJ. What do you like tonight?
Well, Avante Monroe gets to start tonight. I look for him to try to throw the ball a little bit more. I think Mound Westonka is going to try to load up the box, so you're going to take away Theo Simmons a little bit. I like him to get the ball some more, but look for his carries to come down. Avante Monroe and the guys on the outside are going to have to do a good job carrying the ball and getting the pressure off of him. And I think that Tyler Von Bank to Trent Bow. I think that connection is going to be awesome tonight. They run an RPO scheme. It's different than what they've done in the past, but tonight they're going to look to get the ball in the air. It's going to be an exciting game going back and forth.
Von Bank is their sophomore quarterback for the Whitehawks. We're going to send it down to our public address announcer as DJ and I head inside. We've got the starting lineups and the opening kickoff all coming up next. Mound Westonka against Kennedy here on BEC-TV. All right.
Players, coaches, and fans are encouraged to take personal responsibility for keeping this game at a high level of sportsmanship. Spectators who engage in conduct that is dangerous to themselves or others, or who interfere with the rights of others to view the game, will be asked to leave, and there's no refund of your admission. Your cooperation is appreciated. We call special attention to the fact that the Bloomington schools and its athletic facilities are tobacco-free. There's no smoking or use of tobacco products, and that includes electronic devices in or around the Bloomington Stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you are able. It is time to honor the greatest country in the world, the United States of America, with the playing of our national anthem. Here to do the honors, the Kennedy High School Pep Band under the direction of Mr. John Engelbretson. Gentlemen, if you'd please remove your headwear. Thank you, band. All right, it's time to meet the defensive units for both teams tonight. We'll begin with the visiting Whitehawks of Mound Westonka. We'll start with senior cornerback, number 18, Charlie Nesbitt. Senior free safety, number 9, Cameron Oates. Junior strong safety, number 11, Logan Leonard. Senior cornerback, number 28, Noah Lietzau. Senior outside linebacker, number 33, Seth Anderson. Junior inside linebacker, number 5, Tucker Anderley. Junior inside linebacker, number 57, Michael Nolan. Junior outside linebacker, number 29, E.J. Van Dyken. At defensive end, senior number 12, Adam Knobs. At nose guard, senior number 72, Ryan Fitz. And at defensive end, senior number 69, Dylan Albert. The head coach for the Whitehawks is Nick David. Now let's meet the home team, Kennedy Eagles. We'll begin with junior defensive back, number 1, Lavelle Miller. Junior defensive back, number 4, Jesse Falk. Senior defensive back, number 10, Avante Monroe. Senior defensive back, number 18, Mackay Taylor. Freshman linebacker, number 23, Marquez Monroe. Junior linebacker, number 26, Isaac Grams. Junior linebacker, number 34, Dion Barber. Senior defensive lineman, number 32, Trayton Madison. Senior defensive lineman, number 60, Valiant Taylor. Senior defensive lineman number 84, Jacob Husting. And sophomore defensive lineman number 85, Christopher Martin. The head coach for the Kennedy Eagles is Kedrick Williams. Our officiating crew tonight, the referee is Marty Picarna. The umpire is Travis Epima. The linesman is Mike Munger. The line judge, Dale Fredrickson. And the back judge is Taylor Briggs. Couple of announcements, fans. The Spirit Wear tent is open and ready for business down at the north end of the home side of the stadium. Go on down there, check it out. A variety of clothing items and Spirit Wear. Become part of the Kennedy Spirit. Our concessions are available on both sides of the field, sponsored by the Bloomington Girls Hockey Program. Go on down there, check it out. It's a warm night. You gotta stay hydrated. They got plenty of ice cold drinks and plenty of snacks and hot dogs. Go on down there, check it out.
All right, so we are just about ready to begin here tonight. The White Hawks in the appropriate visiting white uniforms, Kennedy in the royal blue with gold trim. DJ Moffitt, what are your keys to the game tonight? How about three of them for us?
I think we touched some of it today. We know that Avante Monroe is going to have to throw the ball because they need help because Theo Simmons is going to get the ball, and Mound Westonka knows that gives them the best chance to win. So Theo needs to get some help tonight. The second one, I think Kennedy, last week they did a really good job on offense, but they got to limit the mistakes and they got to cut down the turnovers. And then lastly, the third down efficiency. If they can keep this Mound Westonka team off the offense, off the field, and they can score points early, I think this is going to be the key. If they can do this on third down and on defense, if they can get pressure on the quarterback and get off the field on third down, that gives them the best chance to win.
All right, Kennedy kicking off as Melgar Gomez gets us underway. And the White Hawks with the return and good coverage on specialty teams by Kennedy as number 11, Logan Leonard, a junior, returns it to the 32-yard line. You mentioned the Mound Westonka offense, RPO offense. What does that mean, DJ, for those that don't know what an RPO offense is?
So RPO stands for run, pass, option, and you get that a lot in today's game where you want to play fast, you want to get a lot of passes, you want to get a lot of runs. So it gives the quarterback an opportunity to make a decision on this play, whether he's going to hand the ball off to the running back or he's going to throw a quick pass to the wideouts. So we should see an exciting, quick-paced game tonight by Mound Westonka on offense.
Their quarterback is sophomore Tyler Von Bank, number 10, takes the shotgun snap and swings it out wide to their running back. Tackle made by Kennedy Isaac Grams, and that is number 2 for Mound Westonka, Joe Zachow, a sophomore. Or correction, that was actually 12, Adam Nobbs. Saw the 2, didn't see the 1. Nobbs is their leading rusher and leading pass catcher on the year.
Yeah, he's a versatile guy. Last year, you would have saw him in the backfield in the single back with double tight, and they would run straight. So he's so versatile. Sometimes they line him up at tight end. They use him, as you see this last play, throwing to him in the backfield. He's going to use him a lot.
6-yard gain on first down here. Second down, right over to Nobbs on the other side. Picks up some nice blocking on the edge. Nobbs into Kennedy territory. Shoved out of bounds at the 41-yard line by Lavelle Miller. And a nice chunk there by Mound Westonka, 27 yards.
This is what Coach Kedrick Williams said he wanted to take away. But you can see right now they're going straight to the well. They're getting into the senior. He's getting the ball out of the backfield. He's catching. He's getting upfield. The corner there took a bad angle, got hooked inside, and you get a first down for the Whitehawks.
Nobbs on the year, 39 carries, 203 yards rushing, but also leads them in receiving, 9 catches for 88 yards through 3 games. They run it on the ground. Big hole. This might go, and it will. A touchdown for the Whitehawks.
That's a tough spot. Anything 30 to 30, you know, the Whitehawks, their playbook is wide open. They're going to throw it all. They're going to throw the screen pass. They're going to run the easy zone read game. You can see right there, they just get it right up inside tackle-to-tackle C-gap area, as you can see here on the play.
Tucker Anderley right there.
Hat on the hat, get a tough angle by the safety. When the Whitehawks can score quick, they're a tough team to beat. Kennedy's got to stop them early.
The Whitehawks scored 29 against Holy Family and 41 against St. Croix Lutheran. And they are extra point up and good, 7-0. Their kicker, by the way, Daniel Navy, he was booting some kicks in practice near 50 yards, so he's got a legitimate leg, and he tacks on the point after. Can't do much better than that for Mound Westonka. 3 plays. They go 68 yards for the touchdown.
That puts a lot of pressure on Kennedy's offense. We felt like they had to do a little bit of some of what Mound Westonka is doing tonight, score quick. If you're on the field for a long time, both teams are going both ways, you're going to get, it's a hot night out tonight. So you got to make sure you take advantage of every opportunity that you get and execute.
Just 1 minute and 11 seconds coming off the first quarter clock. So Navy will kick off for Mound Westonka. Back deep for Kennedy. It's Dixon Owusu and the freshman Marquez Monroe. Monroe came oh so close last week. As you know, DJ, you were there on that punt return. Just got tackled just before the goal line. Kennedy would score on that possession. So he's been exciting. And it was nice to meet him up close on Inside Kennedy Football earlier this week. And the kick will be taken by Owusu at the 6-yard line. Owusu trying to get to the edge. Nice tackle on the outside made by the White Hawks as Kennedy will start at the 20-yard line.
Devontae Monroe is going to get the start tonight. You saw Kennedy last week, as you see here on the kickoff. Dixon Owusu getting it. A little miscommunication here. They got to make the call. Mound Westonka getting them behind the 20-yard line, so it's going to make it a little tougher. Devontae Monroe getting the start tonight. Last week there was a two-headed monster. They did a really good job of moving the ball. They got to do that tonight against this 3-4 defense.
Of course, they have Theo Simmons in the backfield, 197 yards a week ago. Simmons bounces it to the edge. We'll see his speed here, breaks a tackle, and then slipped right along the sideline, right at the 25-yard line as they mark him out there. Gain of 5 by Theo, who took one to the house last week, 64 yards.
He is a home run hitting type of running back. He is a guy that's going to get it. Usually when he's at his best, it's straightforward, one cutting up the field. You can see him on this last play. He did a really good job when he was shut down, getting to the outside, taking the handoff, bouncing it, keeping his feet running. He's very physical.
You see him, he's developed that stiff arm too, which you saw twice on that run. That's a good weapon for him. Allowed him to pick up those 5 yards. So 2nd and 5. And they hand it right back to Theo, trying to spin ahead. He'll gain 1 as he's brought down there by Tucker Anderley. He'll play both ways tonight for Mound Westonka. It'll be 3rd down for Kennedy.
Kennedy here on 3rd down now. You got some good yardage on both downs. You're in 3rd and short. I think this is the key here. Can Coach Kedrick Williams and the offensive staff find ways to stay on the field and dial it up? Keep this high-powered offense off the field and give your defense a chance to rest.
They need the 30-yard line, does Kennedy. First 3rd down, they swing it out. Nice catch by Amirion Hanspard. He dives forward, and he's going to be about a yard short. Nice catch on a low throw, but just didn't have enough space to gain the extra yard they needed, and Kennedy looks like they may punt here on their first possession.
Not a bad series. You play the field position game here, try to kick it deep, get a good tackle, get the guy on the ground, but you didn't do what you want to do, but you got to look at the tape now and say, hey, you know what? They're giving us this, they're giving us that. So hopefully Devontae Monroe comes to the sideline, looks at his coaches and says, all right, how can we fix it?
Here's a nice punt taken by Cameron Oates at the 35-yard line. Oates, nice tackle there by Kennedy. 9-yard return to the 44-yard line. Jake Houston was right there for Kennedy on special teams.
So now Mound Westonka with an opportunity to go up 2 scores. As you can see, Bo catching the ball here, getting outside, and a great tackle, shooting the hip by number 84. So we saw the passes out of the backfield. They wanted to take advantage of that, and then they got a chance to run the ball. I say look for the White Hawks to run the ball a little bit more physically. They're a very balanced team. They're not like they were last year where they were just a straightforward run.
Here's Von Bank on 1st and 10. Second possession for the White Hawks. Rolling left, throwing it deep down the sideline. Knocked away by Devontae Monroe. He had perfect coverage on Calvin McKell. 2nd down.
They went after the senior there. You saw them on the first couple plays of their first series try to throw the screen passes, the quick outs they worked on. and then they tried to catch him deep. Avante Monroe, 4.5 speed. He got beat, but he was able to catch up.
2nd and 10. These are the kind of situations Kennedy is looking to capitalize on tonight against the White Hawks. 2nd down and long, 3rd and long. Oates comes in motion. He will take the handoff, and he's met immediately and dragged down. First on the scene for Kennedy was Dion Barber. A loss of 2. It'll be 3rd down.
That's an important play right there for Kennedy. Now you get a chance to get off the field here on 3rd down. You want to force a situation where they have to punt the ball. They pull 2 guys there, try to give a little misdirection. Dion Barber doing a great job of just holding on for dear life. And the host of the Eagles coming in and filling in.
Didn't have to hold on for long. Valiant Taylor was right there to help him. So 3rd and 12. Again, Oates in motion. They will fake the handoff. Slipping was Von Bank, and he's not going to get anywhere near the 1st down. Good convergence by Kennedy. Jake Houston was there to help make the tackle. Only a gain of 3. It'll be 4th down and 9.
Kennedy doing a good job there, being sound, being disciplined. They got tested early deep, and then Mound Westonka pulling the guards twice. They saw something that they liked. They went back to it. They tried to do the read there. Kennedy ready to go. You can tell they're well coached, ready to go on each play.
They did not over pursue there. So 4th down, first punt for the White Hawks, and this will sail out of bounds. Their punter, by the way, is number 8, Trent Bowe, a junior, and the officials will mark it at the 25-yard line. So nice 3 and out for Kennedy right there, as the White Hawks had very good field position near midfield. Kennedy got the stop they were looking for.
They got the stop they were looking for. You get off on 3rd down, which I think is the main key here tonight. You do not want Mound Westonka to put plays on top of plays on top of plays. They'll just wear you down. They know how to score points. And your offense here has to be your defense a little bit. Just keep getting yards, get across this 50 so you can get into some good field position.
Under center now, Avante Monroe. 2nd possession for Kennedy. Handoff Theo. Theo right side makes a jump cut and does a nice job of continuing to move forward. He's across the 30 to the 31-yard line, gain of 6.
What I like about what's going on right now is that Theo Simmons is running hard, and I'm seeing the offensive line of Kennedy being physical. They're moving the pack. They're moving the line. It's a straightforward point of attack run right there. Now you got 2nd down and short. See what they do here.
We saw that on Inside Kennedy Football. Valiant Taylor was talking about how they really felt like they had some positive momentum after that Richfield game, especially where the offensive line was concerned. Kennedy ran for over 360 yards last Friday. 2nd and 4, Monroe to throw. Deep ball, Houston, but it's too far. Had to get rid of it, I think, a little bit earlier than he wanted to with the pass rush from the White Hawks. It'll be 3rd down.
That's Monroe having a little bit of happy feet there. You know, when you got a guy like number 84, Jake Houston, a lot of times you just throw it up and you just say, all right, if it's one-on-one coverage, I'm going to bet on my guy. You got to put it up there. Give your team a chance to win that play. Avante Monroe rushed a little bit, didn't get a chance to set his feet, just threw it a little bit too deep.
Charlie Nesbitt was the corner on that side. So 3rd and 4. Run still an option potentially here for Kennedy. Monroe to throw, flushed out of the pocket, going to try to run for it. Now he throws it deep down the sideline, again too far for Houston. As Kennedy now faces 4th and 4 and will likely punt here for the 2nd time.
Kind of interested to see what the game plan was early for Mound Westonka in the secondary. I knew Kennedy was gonna try to test them. They decided to go a little cover 1 and leaving 84 wide open one-on-one with their corners, so they trust their corners. Avante just has to make that work. If not, go ahead and turn that thing up and run.
2 return men this time on the punt for the White Hawks. Another pretty nice kick. They call for the fair catch. It's bobbled. They've got time enough to jump on it at the 30-yard line. But a nice boot by Kennedy. That's a 40-yard punt and no return. That certainly helps the field goal position, or the field position for Kennedy.
This helps it right there. He actually had a fair catch there. He was in good spots. You just got to field that and catch it. A good luck of the draw here by Kennedy Eagles.
Logan Leonard didn't panic. He knew he didn't have anyone right around him, and he was able to gather it. So midway through the first quarter, Mound Westonka on its 3rd possession. leading 7-0. Von Bank fakes it to Knobs, throws it over the middle. There's that RPO, and it's wide open for a big gainer. All the way to the Kennedy 35-yard line.
Kennedy deciding to go into their cover one package, but what you do is you leave the seams wide open. So they decided that they were going to find it. There's that RPO, quick pass, little pop pass in the middle for a run and a first down. Whitehawks across the 50 in scoring position.
Zach Babb, the tight end, for 35 yards, and that's what you were talking about. Von Bank saw that defensive alignment, and that was his option to pull it and fire it downfield to Babb for the big play.
You did not see it on the first two series, and I knew we were going to see it eventually.
So 1st and 10 at the Kennedy 35-yard line. They will hand it off, and breaking a tackle before being spun down is Tucker Anderley, who scored the touchdown earlier. Gain of 3 for the Whitehawks on first down. Dion Barber was in the area.
That last call that they had with the RPO up the seams, what that does is that loosens up Kennedy. They came up and they decided to play man press, and if you look back in the next play, then they decided to loosen up because now that's something that you have to think about, and then you run the football. So they're winning the chess match on offense.
So many high school teams now go into that RPO scheme. See it a lot at the college game as well, some even in the pro ranks. Here's Von Bank on a 2nd and 7. He will keep it, and he's hit as he fires, and it's intercepted! He floated it because of the pressure, and Kennedy has the first turnover.
Yeah, Kennedy ready to go. They saw it. They kind of went back to the same play. Avante Monroe with his athletic ability. Excuse me, that's not Avante.
Makai Taylor for Kennedy.
Makai Taylor with the interception back there.
Credit the pressure, though. You'll see this on the replay. Kennedy gets good pressure, and that forced the high throw right there to sail a bit too far.
Christopher Martin putting his hands up, getting a hit on the quarterback. Quarterback can't set his feet. The ball's in the air, and it's an interception.
So nice play by both Martin and by Taylor to combine for the turnover for Kennedy. So again, the defense gets him off the field. 3rd possession. Monroe flushed out of the pocket, chased by Knobs. Tucks it and heads down the sideline. And he might have a first down. Will just depend on the spot. But Monroe, you see the speed right there. You called that 4.5 speed, and he was able to get around the edge.
There isn't a kid on the field right now faster than him. And at some point in time, I've always felt like this was the difference. We've always had either a quarterback that was really fast or we had a quarterback that can throw it. Well, this guy can sling it, and he has the athletic ability. If no one's open, do what you know. Turn up field and get the first down. That keeps your team on the field, and it gives your sideline juice.
2nd and very short. Kennedy's had some good 2nd and 3rd down yardage. They haven't taken advantage of it yet. To throw, Monroe. And too high again for Houston. Might be something in the air here tonight. That ball has been sailing on these quarterbacks. 3rd and 1.
A little bit misty, but I like the call on first down. You can see what they're trying to do with Jake Houston. That time they run a bit of the post. You know, they kind of ran a K route the earlier time. They ran a couple deep routes. They want the ball in Jake Houston's hands. Like we said earlier, the key to the game, you have to give the ball to somebody other than Theo Simmons because you know that they're keying in on him.
Yeah, especially what we've seen so far, DJ. You've pointed it out, that one-on-one coverage that Houston has been not enjoying yet, but that's a matchup that I know the Kennedy staff thinks they can exploit if that continues. Here they need a yard, so they bring in the big package, including Dion Barber to try to pick it up, but going nowhere is Simmons. He's trying to struggle forward, and I think he got it all on his own, making it happen. Or correction, they gave a first down to Avante Monroe on the previous page. So it's about as excited as I'll get for a 2-yard run. It's instead of a first down, it's going to be 3rd and 8.
I love the energy. So the first couple plays, you get some good yardage, then you get the incomplete pass, but it doesn't hurt your team because Theo Simmons gets a chance to stay on the field. Usually in these times right here, 3rd and long, you take Theo off because he's tired, but now they have their best player on the field.
3rd and 8 rolling, a little option look, flag down, Monroe spinning around. He's going to be well short of the first down, and that flag coming in the area of offensive holding is most likely the call. And if that is the case, you would figure that the Whitehawks would decline. It's our first penalty of the game, and it comes with just under 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
That's a little bit unlike what we had last week from Kennedy, so it's a step in the right direction.
Or here with Jefferson and Waconia, where the teams combined for over 20 penalties in that game. Refreshing to have only one called so far here in the first quarter.
Right, the game's moving along.
During the play, holding 75 on the offense. That penalties decline. It's going to be 4th down.
Maxwell Rhodes on the offensive line for Kennedy. 6 foot, 272-pound senior.
Mount Westonka does a lot of outside edge rushing. They want to create, they want to take care of the edge. They don't want you to set the tone on the edge. And you can see there, it was just a little bit too difficult. You got to hold on Max Rhodes.
Here's the third punt for Kennedy. Nice angled punt down the far sideline, and it hops out of bounds. Boy, Trayton Madison is really doing a nice job punting for Kennedy here in this first quarter.
I think he's a 3-year starter at the position. You can see him. He's a little bit more in shape. He's going both ways. He's playing some defense. He's in the backfield on offense. He's committed himself. So he's doing a great job on all 3 phases.
Yeah, the previous one was a 40-yard kick. He did even better this time, 43 yards, and even better, no return.
No return
really
there. That's
helping,
the biggest thing. Yep.
Yeah, really helping the Kennedy field position is Mound Westonka starting at the 25, their worst starting field position yet on its 4th drive.
Well, they're still dangerous. They're still dangerous because they have all type of plays. They score quick. Their 3rd down conversion rating isn't that high. What that tells you is that they score a lot on 1st and 2nd down.
Von Bank from the gun, swings it out, caught by Knobs. Knobs picking up some blocking and dragged down by Jake Houston. That swing pass has been very effective for them so far. That's the 3rd time they've run it, and this time it gained 6.
Well, it's a simple play. You just give it to your best player on the outside. He catches it. He goes upfield. You can see their edge blocking. Those corners got to do a better job of getting off the block, knifing the guy, keeping them inside, and coming up to make a play. You can't get stuck on a block out there on the edge.
2nd and 4, Knobs, the deep back in the pistol. Von Bank will fake the handoff, rolling left, flings it out wide. This is way over the head of number 11, Logan Leonard. It'll be 3rd down.
But this is what they like to do a little bit. They love to get the quarterback out on the edge, give him a quick read to look at. This is kind of part of the RPO package. You set it up, eventually you look at it, you see how the safeties are guarding you. Kennedy in the 2-high safety set, and they got what's called an outside bail look, which you're trying to keep guys inside. So what you give up is a long pass right up the seam area, so you can tell they saw it. Look for them to try to get into that area quick.
3rd and 4, Von Bank so far, 3 for 6 for 68 yards. They will run it on 3rd down. Von Bank to his left and fires. This is low and incomplete. Boy, a couple of those throws on that drive well off target for Von Bank, and Mound Westonka for the 2nd time sends out its punting unit.
This is kind of what Coach David was talking about. He feels like he wants his team to make a step in the right direction. They have to step up in these areas where, late in the game they kind of figured out he wanted them to start off quicker.
They quickly run up to the line of scrimmage to get this punt off. It is not a great punt. That almost hit Deion Barber's foot. He's got to get out of the way maybe a little. That was cutting it a little close.
Really close, really close.
But he got out of the way just enough. That is only a 23-yard punt. So, DJ, I'm not a big math guy, but Kennedy just gained 20 yards because of the punts from each team. So kudos to Kennedy's punter, again, that's Trayton Madison, for doing a nice job. And as a result, Kennedy starts on its own 45-yard line.
That's why you got to give credit to all 3 phases of the game and guys working hard in the offseason. Trey, at some point in time, you would have to depend on him on all 3 parts of the ball, and he's giving it to him.
So Kennedy, 4th possession for them. And they do a swing pass to a Marion Hanspard. Covered nicely by the Whitehawks, as Hanspard only able to gain the line of scrimmage.
Well, those are plays you have to call and you have to be successful at. Well, they didn't lose any yards there, and it was blocked pretty well. As you can see, he gets the ball in space. They have a crease. The corners on the outside doing a good job of getting off the block, coming up and causing ruckus, giving time for the outside linebackers to make a play.
Kennedy trying to stretch out this Whitehawk defense, if not vertically, at least horizontally, to maybe open up some more running room. It's been tough go for Theo Simmons so far on the ground. 2nd and 10, they'll hand it to him, and he's met right in the backfield, nowhere to go. Able to just get it back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 for Kennedy.
They're trying to, on 2nd down, get a few yardage, maybe 3 or 4 yards on the ground. You've been throwing it. You tried to open it up a little bit, just not being as successful as they want to be.
Nearing the end of this first quarter with just under 2 minutes to play. 3rd and 10 for Kennedy. So far 0 for 3 on 3rd down. Monroe sets up, floats it toward the on a corner route, and it's intercepted. It was underthrown, intended for Hansbard, and Kennedy has its first turnover of the game.
That's an unfortunate throw there. Monroe can't get down to yourself. You see he's getting a little frustrated. They spread the field out, tried to take advantage of the safety leverage. As you can see, he just throws off his back foot, just hangs it in the air. He was pressured a little bit. He got A-gap pressure. Took his eyes off of the corners and just threw it in the air. But you're still in good position if you're Kennedy's defense. Go make a play.
Charlie Nesbitt came down with the interception for the Whitehawks. This is their 5th possession of this first quarter. A lot of possessions in one quarter. We've had 9 of them so far. A lot of 3 and outs. This will go up the middle. And a big collision, but getting the better of that collision, Tucker Anderley, as he gains 11 for a Whitehawk first down.
We talked a little bit last year about
taken down there, gain of, call it 4 on first down. They have one more play here in this first quarter. There could be, by the way, as Paul Fournier reported in our pregame show, periodic water breaks tonight with the temperature around 80 degrees, but the humidity is up quite a bit tonight.
Yeah, you can feel it in the booth tonight, I'll tell you that.
You can.
It's hot for the other team, too.
2nd and 6. They swing it out to Knobs, trying to make a man miss, pick up a block, and then after he was able to get the first down, brought down by the freshman Marquez Monroe, but it's a gain of 8 and another Whitehawk first down, as that's likely the final play of the first quarter.
They're doing a really good job of mixing it up, running it on first down, throwing it on first down, making Kennedy think, getting chunk yardage, staying disciplined in the game plan. You see the jet motion coming across, so they want to give you a bit of misdirection, something to think about for the second quarter.
Well, they don't need to snap it, but they're up at the line of scrimmage here with 2 seconds. And they just did get the playoff, apparently. It's a swing pass to Anderley, and he's going to be near another first down. Boy, that swing pass, that's the 5th one already tonight they've run, and they've gained at least 6 yards on every swing pass out of the 5. That one picks up 9 as we hit the end of the first quarter. With the Whitehawks leading Kennedy 7-0. So at the end of the quarter, we will send it down to Paul Fournier on the sideline. Paul.
Thanks, Josh. I'm down here with 2 inductees into the Hall of Fame for Kennedy. We have them introduce themselves.
Lori Vidmar Olson.
Darren Wolke.
Now, Lori, I saw you were a 3-sport athlete. Kind of talk about, what sport you played and what you did at Kennedy.
Okay, I played soccer, basketball, and softball. Probably my best sport was soccer. Was an All-American when I was a senior. And I also had the ability to be able to coach after when I was in college, and was able to coach a couple of the girls' soccer teams at Kennedy as well.
And since you've left Kennedy, kind of talk about where you've been so far.
Okay, I'm a graduate of the University of St. Thomas, and I work for a corporation called Aon Corp. It's located in Bloomington. Been there for 24 years. Also was a Girl Scout leader and have coached many youth sports, probably the main one being softball in the city of Lakeville.
All right, perfect. Thank you and congratulations. And keep moving on. Darren, I think you played football and wrestling. Am I mixing somebody else up, or who am I right?
No, I ran track and played football.
Now, when you were playing football, what was some of the differences you saw from then to now?
Well, these guys are a heck of a lot bigger than we were back then. It's a lot faster game today than it was back then, and it's a lot more skilled.
And where have you been since you left Kennedy?
Just living my life. I've participated in the Senior Olympics running track, and I've since done some marathons and kind of hang out.
All right, well, obviously I'm not running any marathons anytime soon, so congratulations on being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Back up to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Paul. Mound Westonka picking up the first down there on a completion of 5 yards to Calvin McKell. So 1st and 10 for the Whitehawks, leading 7-0 here on a steamy Friday night in late September. Von Bank fakes the handoff to Nobbs. Deep over the middle, looking for the end zone, and it is intercepted. The freshman Marquez Monroe, the big pick.
That's a huge play by the freshman. You know when you're a freshman and you're playing, they're going to test you. You can see they go to RPO here, they pick it up. The ball gets kind of hung, but he's the opposite safety on the opposite side of the field, and he comes and he makes a play from the other side. That's a big-time play by number 23.
His second interception of the season. We talked to him on Tuesday. He was one of our in-studio guests on Inside Kennedy Football, and we asked him, how in the world have you been so successful as a freshman? And he just said he's came in and worked hard, and the 2 interceptions he's had, DJ, those have been nice reads for a freshman. You'd never know he was playing against 8th graders a year ago, but he has certainly made the transition to varsity look seamless.
Coach just wants to put the best players on the field.
So Theo Simmons continuing to be bottled up in a phone booth here. Kennedy starting deep in its own end at the 7-yard line. And Theo.
You want to get Theo in rhythm. Your defense is playing really well, giving them the opportunity to have the ball. I know it's a tough area here to run the ball. I like the scheme there. They tried to spread the field out and run weak. We got to get a little bit more of a push here from the offensive line.
Theo 6 carries, 14 yards so far in the first half. Empty backfield for Avante Monroe. Looking for a short pass. What a catch there by Jake Houston. You saw the leaping ability right there from number 84. Went up and just snared it for a short pickup. Actually, he's going to lose a yard there.
Avante Monroe, the ball in the pocket. Tries to get the ball off quick. That's a very good job by Jake Houston. Just get his hands up, jump up there, and catch the ball.
So 3rd and long for Kennedy. Still without a first down in this game. But thanks to its defense, including 2 turnovers, only trailing 7-0. And Kennedy's going to use its first timeout of the half with 10:13 remaining.
Out Kennedy, that's their first of the half.
Well, we heard from 2 of the Hall of Fame inductees tonight. We're hoping to hear from more as we go along here from Paul Fournier on the sidelines. But let's just announce them here. If you want to see the full ceremony, stick around. It'll happen at halftime. Todd Ahrens, he's a 1980 graduate who played soccer and wrestling for Kennedy. Randy Kajeski, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, also 1980, also played soccer for Kennedy. Brad Tufto, 1979, participated in wrestling and football. And then you heard from both Lori Olson, an 86 graduate, and Darren Wolke, 1981 graduate. Those are the Hall of Fame inductees. And that'll happen at halftime here tonight at Kennedy.
You can see the fans, they're ready to go. They're piled up. I don't like that jersey. I'm a Michigan guy. That's a good kid right there, but that's a little weird jersey right there.
You're from that state up north, as they would say in Ohio.
Yeah, that's what they
What
like.
do you think of your Wolverines' chances on Saturday at Michigan or at Wisconsin?
It's going to be a tough battle. I'm going to say that I'm really nervous right now.
I'm pulling for you. There's no doubt about that. I'm a fan of whoever is playing Wisconsin, so I'm rooting big time for the Wolverines on Saturday.
It's interesting formation. We got Jake Houston here in the slot, so they're moving him around. Got him in motion.
3rd and 11 for Kennedy. Monroe looking his way deep for Houston, and he's contacted. Is there going to be a flag? The officials say no. Kedrick Williams is lobbying, but it's going to be 4th down.
It's a good game plan there. You see, like we said, we had Jake Houston in the slot. A little bit different. There goes the pressure. Avante Monroe does a really good job of hanging in the pocket, 50-50 ball there. Usually in a 50-50 ball, that means it's a 50-50 chance you might get the PI. Didn't get the call. Now Trey Madison gets another chance to pin the Whitehawks past the 50.
Well, it would be an accomplishment if he could kick it past the 50. He's in his own end zone right now. As Madison, he looks behind him just to make sure he's got enough room back there. 2 return men for the Whitehawks, standing in Kennedy territory. Good protection. A shorter kick this time by Madison, looking for a bounce. It sails out of play. And it'll be excellent field position for the Whitehawks at the 35-yard line. Just a 24-yard punt that time by Madison, and a good stop after an offensive turnover. The Whitehawk defense still yet to surrender a first down in this game.
The Whitehawks, they're in the area in a position that where they can take over this game in the first half. If they could just be a little bit more disciplined. The turnovers definitely hurt them. But you got number 12 in the back. You got number 12 on the field. You got number 10 in the backfield. I like their chances to score.
They'll do that swing pass again, and Tucker Anderley hit and dropped for a loss. Houston was there to clean it up. Or Houston was first on the scene. There to help him clean it up was 54 Reichelsberger Cooper for Kennedy. This was well played.
The swing pass, something that they do well. They see they wanted to stick to it. Jake Houston setting the edge, keeping contained, coming up and making the tackle.
Loss of 2 on first down. So the 7th time's the charm for that swing pass. Kennedy
this is
adjusting
RPO
nicely.
This is RPO area right here.
Von Bank will keep. Charge up the middle. He's down to the 31-yard line, picked up 7, so that makes the third down more manageable. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Once again, I guess, Ron, they run the jet read. They come across, running it to the boundary. The quarterback decides to keep it, and they get some good yardage. A couple plays on third down, they decided to throw it, and they throw some interceptions. So you know that the kicker can kick. He can do a good job from about 40.
We'll see. It could be 4-down territory, but they could hit a field goal here if they don't get the first down. Von Bank going to keep, has to try to juke to the outside. He's going to be stopped short. It looked like second effort from Von Bank. They mark him down at the 28-yard line. He needed 6. He got about 3. It'll be 4th down. We'll see what Coach David wants to do here.
Looks like they're not sending the kicker on the field, so they feel pretty comfortable running a 4th down play here. As you can see, again, the jet read. The quarterback keeps the ball. Kennedy doing a great job of getting them down on the ground before the first down.
So here's 4th down. And a short 3. Can Kennedy turn the Whitehawks back again? Von Bank will hand it off, and Knobs, I don't think he got there. Looks to be well short, at least a half yard. And Kennedy apparently has stopped the Whitehawks again. They're off the field.
Huge stop by Kennedy on 4th down here. Huge stop by Kennedy. That's a little bit more of last year's straight ahead run by Mound Westonka. Looked like he got bit by the grass there and tripped up. Kennedy doing a good job getting low, pushing the pack back, grabbing his legs and getting him down on the ground.
This feels like it's a 2 or 3 score game, but right now still just 7-0. Kennedy trailing Mound Westonka as we're approaching the midway point here in the second quarter.
I feel like each team still has an ace in the back pocket.
They hand it on first down to Theo. He's going to have to try to work some magic because there is a population of Whitehawks swarming him in the backfield. It's a loss of 3.
They know that Theo's going to get the ball. They know that he's the key. You just got to get the offensive line to sustain blocks. You're doing a really good job of hitting them at first, and now you just got to keep your hands inside and drive your feet. Mound Westonka just being a little bit more physical, playing extra. You know, they're going to the tee of the whistle, as the coaches like to say. A little bit of cliche there, but it's important for you to just go ahead and give a little extra effort here. I know it's hot. I know you can give every excuse, but you got to get number 25 in the end zone.
2nd and 13 for Kennedy. Still looking for their first down in this game, but their defense has been excellent. Monroe has to struggle to get out of the pocket, now trying to make it happen with his legs. Avante Monroe just hit from behind, or dragged down from behind. As we have a flag down, Monroe stopped about 2 yards short of the line to make. It would be the longest play so far for Kennedy if it stands, but we'll check the flag.
It might be in blocking the back territory out there on the edge.
Is in that area, and they're looking toward the White Hawk bench, the officials are, which is never a good sign. And this one's going to come back on what looks like
on the play. We have an illegal block in the back on the offense. Number 1. It's a 10-yard penalty. We'll repeat the down.
That's
2nd down.
That's a hard play to get when you just got some good momentum. That would have been actually the second first down by Avante, running with his legs. He does that so well. I think they're a good duo in that backfield. You know,
You're right, DJ, that they did pick up a first down back in the first quarter, so that would have been the second first down of the game. Officially the first penalty on Kennedy. You remember the Whitehawks declined the other penalty that was whistled on the Eagles, so now instead of 3rd and 2, it's 2nd and 23.
No, Avante's an athlete. He's playing on both sides of the ball. He seems to be the guy with the most juice right now. I know Coach is probably saying just keep the ball in his hands and let's see him make a play.
They will hand it to Theo on 2nd and 23. Broke a tackle, then upended at the 18-yard line. Did pick up 6, but it's still 3rd and 17.
And it's 3rd and long, and you know you have to pull either a tough play out of your back pocket that you want to save, or you're going to throw that thing deep. Mound Westonka has been doing a pretty good job of keeping your outside receivers contained. You know, Jake Houston, I don't think he has a catch yet. So I think here you got to find a pretty witty play here to get you out of this territory.
Houston does have a catch, but it lost a yard, so he hasn't really impacted things yet. They've targeted him 4 times, though. So 3rd and long for Kennedy. Monroe back to throw, gets rid of it under heavy pressure, slings it out incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
That's a tough throw to make. They're running what's a stick combo on this side with the inside guy either running a hitch or he's going to go to the out route. He decided to make the out route. That is a tough throw to make for any kid trying to throw from one side of the hash to the sideline. Also having pressure. He had pressure on him. It's a tough throw to make.
He was throwing off his back foot. That could have ended a lot worse for Kennedy than an incompletion. They had good coverage on Dixon Owusu. 5th punt already for Trayton Madison in 6 possessions. Gets rid of it. High, short kick. And ball hits the Mound Westonka player, and I think everyone on the field knew a flag was about to come as the freshman got a little too close.
Yeah, he was a little too close. You got to buzz the feet, as we like to say at the youth level. Buzz your feet. Make sure that you're in that halo restricted area. He probably just didn't see that fair catch and thought he could make a tackle, as you can see.
I mean, you want to get near the punt returner, but as you'll see on the replay, this is just a little bit too close for the freshman. He even made contact there.
Yeah, he puts his hands up, but you want to at least give about 1.5 yards to a yard.
Mm-hmm. So the officials will walk this off. 2nd penalty on Kennedy. 10-yard penalty. That's one of the learning moments. There haven't been that many, quite frankly, for Marquez Monroe. He's done such a nice job this year. That's one of them that they'll coach him up a little bit.
It's not like they're going to let go of him. They need him tonight.
Nope.
They're putting him in all type of different positions. So, I mean, he's done a pretty good job as a freshman to keep his head held high, especially playing the DB.
And that's an easily correctable penalty that he will learn from. So the defense is going to be tested again as the Whitehawks start at the Kennedy 35. Von Bank, he's at an up and down half, swings it out again on that swing pass. It's been their most effective play. Dion Barber wrestles Chris Christensen out of bounds. Number 20, he's a sophomore for Mound Westonka with his second reception of the year. It picks up 7.
To me, that's just like a sweep from a shotgun position. That's kind of what it is. You know, you just swing the guy out, you get him out on the edge. He's one-on-one with the outside linebacker that you think you're more athletic than. Here comes the jet motion here.
We'll whistle this one dead. This might be our first penalty on the Whitehawks with just under 5 minutes left in the half.
Schmidt, 75 on the defense.
Oh.
5-yard penalty. Second down.
That should result in a first down,
Is that a
actually.
first?
So they will move the chains.
Result of the play is a first down.
There we go. So it'll be a first down for the Whitehawks. Von Bank has 8 completions in this game, but I think like 7 of them have been on that little swing pass. He hasn't done much downfield. The other completion was that tight end pass over the middle. They do the jet action this time and hand it off to Leonard. Not much there, maybe a yard.
This is a key series for both teams, especially going into the half. If Kennedy can get another stop and score, you know, that's good energy going into the half. If the Whitehawks can score here, you have a 2-possession lead going into the half. So this is a key possession for both teams.
Kennedy does have the option to receive the second half kickoff. This clock quickly moving here in the second quarter, approaching 4 minutes remaining. 2nd and 9 for Mound Westonka. Leonard in motion. Von Bank looking middle, floats it, and has the catch. Leonard spun down by Dion Barber at the 16-yard line. He'll be about a yard shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd down.
Von Bank with some pressure coming in from C-gap. Hanging in there, he sees the guy sitting in the area. He just stands up tall. What we like to say, stand up tall and throw a ball. You know you're going to get hit. He does a really good job keeping his poise and completing a pass.
7-yard pickup, 3rd and 1. Kennedy's already forced 2 interceptions and a turnover on downs in its own territory here in the first half.
Huge play here.
Von Bank with an empty backfield now. He wants to run for the first down. Picks up a nice block on the edge. Has the first down and more. Near the 10-yard, actually near the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Mound Westonka. Nice design here, DJ, as it kind of cleared everything off and sealed the edge.
Actually, they ran it twice in the first quarter. One time they ran it for a large run from Von Bank. This time you see them running it here on 3rd and 1. You got the 2 pullers. You see a lot of college teams doing this, either running away from their pullers or throwing the ball away from their pullers, and they're doing a good job, and they get a first down here.
Goal to go with 3 minutes left here in the first half. As Anderley is the lone tailback.
Put some pressure on him here.
Leonard, the man in motion. Anderley hands off, following Leonard, dragging toward the goal line. Is he in? He is. It's a touchdown for Mound Westonka. Second touchdown of the game for Tucker Anderley. First one happened a long time ago, game-wise. A minute and 11 had elapsed in the game, and now Anderley scores late in the half with just 2:43 remaining.
Both defenses doing a pretty good job of getting off the field. You've seen turnovers. You've seen 4th down stops, 3rd downs. Conversions are being cut off. But I felt like that Mount Westonka had to find a way to get into the end zone. And here he is going off tackle, stretching the ball in, getting in the end zone for a touchdown.
Tucker Anderley now, these with 2 touchdowns on the ground this year. Also has 1 receiving touchdown on the season. So 14-0 now. Mound Westonka trying to improve to 4-0. Kennedy's defense has done such a nice job in this half, but boy, you put your hand on that stove too many times. Eventually it's going to catch up with you, and just the 3rd possession starting in Kennedy territory from Mound Westonka, they were able to take advantage, only needing to go 35 yards.
I got to say one thing real fast before the kick goes off. I feel like Kennedy is playing pretty well. I think offensively they just need to settle down. I think, and just this is my third time doing their games. They have a lot of plays in their pocket. I think they're going to try to pull them out of the hat and just open up the game. You know, they wanted to get Theo going. They haven't moved him around a lot. You know, so look for them to try to open it up, especially with 2 minutes left in the half.
Simmons and Monroe back deep. They go the short kick variety, bobbled and then caught by Kennedy. And they advance it up pretty nicely, actually, up the far sideline. Across the 35-yard line, Dion Barber doing a nice job out there.
And this is where Avante Monroe here on this series, you just got to be who you are. Don't try to be something that you're not. You are an athletic guy that can get outside the pocket and find guys and connect. So look for Coach to try to find ways to get him moving, to jet him out, to get his legs moving in this game. He gives them the best chance to win tonight because Theo Simmons is being shut down.
There's still plenty of time here in the half. Kennedy has 2 timeouts. And still 2.5 minutes left and pretty good starting field position at the 37-yard line. Nobody split out wide for Kennedy in this formation. Full house backfield, fake it to Theo. Avante rolling, has some green, tucks it, and then scampers out of bounds near a first down. He's going to be a yard shy. But a nice 9-yard pickup. That's exactly what you were talking about, DJ, getting him on the edge.
And they also use Jake Houston here, number 84. They run him on the route. So now you got to worry about him. And Avante, it's just 1 or 2 choices. And these are the plays that they like for him. You get him out on the edge, you jet him out, you give him 1 read to look at. If it's not there, be who you are and get the first down.
And I love that he could have challenged maybe to get a first down, but it's only first down. Get out of bounds. Don't take the extra contact as well.
And look at the formations. They have so many different things they can do in this backfield.
2nd and a yard. They hand it off. Simmons broke a tackle, has the first down and more. He's into White Hawk territory. The second first down for Kennedy here in the first half. He picks up 8.
And that's because you lined up one way and you tried to throw the ball, but you got good yardage. Then you lined up a different way. You gave them a different look, and now they have to think about something different. Maybe it was something that they didn't practice against. Maybe it was something that they didn't see early in practice this week. So I love what Kennedy's doing. They're sticking to what they know and what they do, keeping it simple, and getting good yardage.
Still over 2 minutes left. Plenty of time for Kennedy. They're in White Hawk territory for the first time tonight.
One-on-one coverage down here with Mr. Houston.
Monroe, maybe he sees that. He taps his helmet. I think he did. He wants to throw. He's hit right as he released it. It was intended for Houston, but it falls incomplete.
He's not getting a lot of time to throw the ball. But when you don't have a lot of time, then you make plays with your feet. I love what he's trying to see Jake downfield. But those plays just aren't happening fast. He's got to calm down and just say, all right, if I can't get time in the pocket, get outside the pocket. Be who I am. Mound Westonka has found a weak spot on that left side of that offensive line.
Yeah, that was just a simple 3-step drop, and as he hit that 3rd step, he was under fire.
They've blitzed that way. They've edge blitzed 3 or 4 times off that edge.
2nd and 10 for Kennedy. Low snap. Monroe darts upfield. Broke a tackle. Still on the move. He's got the first down.
Look at Valiant.
Still pushing forward.
Look at that.
Valiant Taylor. An appropriate first name for that effort from the offensive lineman. Pushing everybody to the 31-yard line, gain of 15.
But that's the effort that this team needs. You need extra effort to the tee of the whistle. This senior decided he wanted to get up there and get extra yards. You can see the play kind of went off a little bit on the fumble here. He decides to find some area.
Mound, Westonka, their first.
And look at Valiant Taylor pushing 3 or 4 White Hawk
Yes,
players.
sir. Yes, sir. We got an injury on the field. I think it's Avante Monroe. That was a tough run. He got hit about 2 or 3 times on that play, and he still was chugging along. So
well, that extra effort may cost Kennedy in the long run here as Avante is down. We also had Valiant Taylor on Inside Kennedy Football Tuesday for the 2nd time this year. And Coach is so happy to have him back after a year absence from football. And you wouldn't know it from his play this year. He has jumped right in and made big contributions on the offensive line.
He's a leader. He's a guy that you can just ask, just play any position. He's going to say, yes, sir, yes, coach. A versatile guy. You know, he plays in the band. He works, I think, where does he work? He works at one of the convenience stores around here. You know, he's a kid of the community, so you want a kid like that to be one of your leaders.
Here's where we're going to see Jesse Falk for the first time under center. Obviously not the first time this year for Kennedy. He was their game 1 starter. That is a good sign, though, for Avante Monroe, not even being assisted off the field. So they'll check him. Maybe we can get a report from Paul Fournier, because he's so critical on what they do both offensively and defensively. The nice thing here for Kennedy is you don't have a brand new guy in at quarterback come in, and you've got a guy with some experience in Jesse Falk.
And last week, he's the guy that settled him in last week. He threw a touchdown last week, so you know he's not afraid of the moment.
Kennedy on the move. Best drive of the game so far. 1st and 10 at the 32, late here in the first half. They go to the ground to Theo, broke a tackle, broke another. And he's inside the 25 to the 22-yard line.
Extra effort all around by the Kennedy Eagles here. As you see, they give the little lead draw here. Theo Simmons getting the ball, offensive line pushing forward. Hop, skips, jumps over a couple people. Back cut, gets a stiff arm, keeps his feet moving. First down for the Kennedy Eagles.
Longest run for Theo so far, 10 yards. Earned every one of them. Kennedy nearing the red zone. Time starting to become a factor. 1:20 remaining here in the first half. Kennedy still with 2 timeouts.
Jesse Falk, a better touch passer. As you see, here comes the outside edge run.
Theo trying to use his speed, just got tripped up. That'll keep the clock moving as we approach a minute.
Kennedy was still 2 times outs left. There goes the pitch. He gets an edge there, tries to bounce it outside. Number 28 doing a really good job of getting Theo Simmons on the ground.
Timeout, Bloomington Kennedy, their 2nd of the half.
Noah Lietza with that shoestring tackle. Exactly a minute remaining, as you see here in our first half. Kennedy still with 1 timeout. Stick around at the half. We'll have the Hall of Fame ceremony, the 2019 inductees. We already heard from 2 of them, courtesy of Paul Fournier on the sidelines, and he's going to look to catch up with a couple more at the half. 5 inductees headed to the Kennedy Hall of Fame here in 2019. Alongside DJ Moffitt, Josh Powers. Kennedy trailing 14-0. Their defense has been outstanding, DJ, in this game. You may not look at the score and notice that, but if you've watched this game, you'd certainly agree with that. And now the offense trying to cash in with points for the first time.
The defense doing what it could. You got 2 turnovers. You stopped them on 4th down. You're getting off the field, and you just can't get points on the board. But this has been the most successful drive that they've had in the past. Avante Monroe getting outside on the edge, getting first downs. Then you got a chance to get the ball to Theo a little bit. You haven't gotten Jake Houston or Amarion Hansbard in the game a little bit. You also have Lavelle Miller on the outside. They have guys to throw to, just couldn't connect so far. But they got an opportunity to score here with a minute left in the half.
2nd and 10, Hanspard in motion. They hand it to him, wants to throw. Hanspard toward the end zone for Houston, and it's short and incomplete. There's one of those trick plays they pulled out, DJ. Had Houston in a nice situation, but Hanspard just couldn't quite get enough on it, and it's 3rd and 10.
And there you go. You pull a rabbit out of the hat. He had an opportunity to throw it. He just short-armed it just a little bit. Maybe he just hasn't had those opportunities. Amarion Hansbard in BAA, he was a quarterback, so he could throw that ball. He can throw that ball. That was an opportunity missed.
They dialed that one up right after the timeout. So 3rd and 10. By the way, Jefferson tonight at undefeated Benilde. Tight game in the second quarter, 10-7. The Red Knights leading the Jaguars. We'll try to keep you up to date with that score as we continue to move here tonight. Could be 2-down territory for Kennedy. Field goal right now would be about 40 yards.
Play game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
You can see that they were trying to scheme something.
And now the task got a little tougher, 3rd and 15.
Well, this is what we were looking for. They're going to go empty here.
Jesse Falk still the quarterback. Avante Monroe getting injured earlier on this drive.
You got 2 high safeties. Look for 25 to try to split the middle.
Falk wants to throw deep, far side into double coverage, and it's caught! Jake Houston came down with it.
That's number 84. That's your captain. That's a guy that can go up and just make a play, make a way out of no way, and now Kennedy with a chance to score.
Clock stops, of course, with the first down. Kennedy still with the timeout, still plenty of time now, especially with the ball. First and goal to go for the Eagles.
Sometimes you just got to give a kid a chance. Here comes the ball, cut back.
Here's
Theo Simmons in the
He's
end
in the end
zone.
zone for the Kennedy touchdown.
That's a huge drive, 2-minute drive right there by Coach Williams and the Kennedy Eagles.
A 21-yard sort of Hail Mary to Jake Houston in double coverage, and then on the next play, Theo Simmons, excellent vision to cut it back.
That is a counter play. You send them one way, you take it to the other. Kennedy Eagles taking it inside, giving it to Theo Simmons for the score. Missing the extra point there. That's a tough one right there, but
could be costly.
Yes, it could be, especially on the other end, because Mount Westonka has a kicker that can nail it from 49. So they have the edge on the kicker. But you got to give Coach Williams and the offensive staff a lot of credit settling down Avante Monroe. Tell him to be who you are, go make plays. He goes and makes plays. Then you got to bring another guy in, and he has the touch to throw the ball up in there. I don't necessarily love the read, but, you know.
Well, I mean, what do you got to lose in that situation? If it's intercepted, the half is probably over. You know, like you said, give a guy a chance.
Got to have a chance.
The downside to that play was very minimal, so may not have been the best situation throwing into double coverage, but sometimes you got to try to make a play happen, and Kennedy made it happen there, and then capitalizing on that, they get the big touchdown right before the half. Still time, 37 seconds for Mound Westonka. They have 2 timeouts remaining. So an important kickoff here for Kennedy. Because remember, they get the option to receive the ball to start the second half, so they can really pile on the momentum.
That is huge right there. You get a stop here, or you get the ball back somehow.
Short-ish kickoff taken at the 28-yard line, and to the 34-yard line, the return for the Red Hawks. Number 9, Cameron Oates. So that takes a few seconds off the clock, 32.4. A long way to go for Mound Westonka, but as you noted, DJ, we were seeing Daniel Navy hit kicks from close to 50 yards in warm-ups.
I think that's what they're going to try to do. You're going to see a pass or two in this series. You don't have a lot of time, so you want to get out of bounds and get in the right spot for him to kick it.
Navy has only attempted 1 field goal this year, and he did not make it. A little counter play, and the handoff up the middle works, and a big chunk gainer for Knobs. A first down to stop the clock. He's near midfield, gain of 12.
That's exactly what you want to do. You just run a play to get him in midfield. A nice little counter draw. As you see, they go one direction, go to the other side.
Boy, they were not ready as the ball or the clock was
Time
started
out.
on the ready to play.
Mound Westonka.
They let 5 seconds drip
Their
off
second
the
of
clock
the half.
and then call a timeout, so now they only have 1 left. So that was fortunate if you're a Kennedy fan, and I'm sure most of you out there are. Remember, the clock stops, but you got to be ready on that ready to play, and Mound Westonka was not, so they have 1 timeout left. It allows the Kennedy defense to take a little bit of a breather here on this hot, steamy night. Usually by week 4, DJ, we're bundled up in the jackets.
Yeah. It's a little backwards. Usually you get all the heat early, and then it's cold later. Right now, we're just burning up. But I talked to both coaches before, and they prepared for it. You don't see a lot of guys on the ground. You see a lot of guys drinking a lot of water.
Haven't seen any cramps yet either.
No, you haven't. So they've both done a really good job of preparing their team. Now, we might see it late. We might see what happens late in the game, but they're doing a really good job right now.
So 21.9 remaining. Just 1 timeout also remaining for the White Hawks as they try to mount this late drive. Bring a man in motion. Von Bank keeps it up the middle. He's going to have another first down that'll stop the clock again with 16.1.
I'm wondering if we're in range here.
Not quite in field goal range, I wouldn't imagine. Clock has already started. Little home cooking here for Kennedy as we're down to 11.6. We'll see if Nick David tries to lobby for a few more seconds. That clock started, the official was still setting the football down.
I saw on tape that they love to do a jet. They've shown this jet read, this jet action. They like to pass out of it. So if they feel like they're not in range to kick the ball, we could possibly see that play. So Kennedy needs to be ready.
11.6, time for certainly 2 plays. 3 maybe if you do them quickly, and maybe they're incomplete passes, but 2 probably plays left in the half for the Whitehawks. Von Bank will roll. Looking downfield, floats it down there as a man open, and the pass is short and incomplete. Boy, he had Tucker Anderley wide open, and I think because he was so wide open, Von Bank just tried to float it in there, and it came up short.
When I was watching tape, I said, for some reason, I wondered why they love to move Von Bank out to his left, and he completes a high percentage of them. So he boots out, he just lofts it over. You want to stop his legs because he's a really good athlete. This time, they just couldn't get the completion. So now it's 6 seconds left. So look for them to run the ball here.
Yeah, a couple options. You could run the ball, but you have to get down if you break it to the second level, or they could go deep or try to throw it quickly to the sideline. They do have a timeout left, 6.6 seconds, so it's got to be quick if you want another play. Von Bank, deep drop over the middle, and it was almost intercepted. Jesse Falk had to go right through the hands. And there's still 2 seconds left. Time for one more play for the Whitehawks, and they're going to have to try to go for the end zone.
Jesse Falk being in the right position, the right place at the right time, just could not get the catch. As you can see, they kind of set up like it's kind of a middle screen. It's just a drag play. Wide receiver couldn't catch it. Jesse couldn't either. Yeah. Imagine him catching that thing and taking that thing to the house right before the half.
Nesbitt got a piece of it, which altered the trajectory, and Falk couldn't quite squeeze it. So here's the last play of the half, barring a penalty.
4-man rush.
We're just going to run the ball up the middle. Kennedy just needs to make the tackle, and they do. We saw a play like that 2 years ago, DJ, where Kennedy gave up a 55-yard run on a very similar situation against Cooper on the last play of the half. That one not nearly as exciting and much more positive for Kennedy as they make the sure tackle. The half ends, and Kennedy a lot of momentum heading into the locker room, DJ.
Well, they could have just went down 2 scores, but they fought back. They got extra plays by their offensive line, by their quarterback, by their running back, and they found a way to get the ball into the end zone. A great play by Jake Houston to get them down in the red zone down there by the 5. Really excited to see what we might get in the second half.
Yeah, Kennedy certainly, they could have been trailing by 3 or 4 scores. The way the offense was struggling in the first half, the short fields Mound Westonka had in the first half, but the defense got 2 interceptions in the red zone and also forced a stoppage on 4th down. 3 possessions ended in Kennedy territory with no points on any one of them. And then the Eagle offense getting going late to cut this Mound Westonka lead to 14-6 at halftime. Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights as we wait for the Hall of Fame ceremony here. First quarter highlights, DJ.
You can see they're going to run the ball a little bit. The switches up to now is the beginning kick. A little miscommunication, but Dixon Owusu doing a really good job of gaining some extra yards.
That followed the first possession of the game for the Whitehawks, where they went 3 plays, 68 yards, and a touchdown. It was tough going for Theo Simmons. He was able to get some yards there, but didn't have success until the second quarter. Here are the second quarter highlights, with Mound Westonka leading 7-0.
Mound Westonka trying to go to the RPO that was successful earlier, but the freshman doing a really good job. He read it. The ball was hung. At this point in time, they needed to get a touchdown right before the series, and they got the touchdown. Mound Westonka almost went up 2 scores, but Kennedy finding a way to come down and score late in the half.
That was that touchdown by Anderley to make it 14-0, but then the clutch drive by Kennedy taking over with 2 minutes and change left, and they drove the length of the field to get the touchdown to make it 14-6. It's time for the 2019 Kennedy Athletic High School Hall of Fame ceremony. We'll send it to public address announcer Joe Mueisen and DJNL. We'll see you back here for the start of the second half. It's Kennedy and Mound Westonka on BEC-TV.
Let's recognize all of those present who were prior year inductees into the Kennedy High School Athletics Hall of Fame. Let's give all of those attendees a round of applause as well. Our new group of inductees are Todd Ahrens, Randy Kajewski, Brad Tufto, Lori Vidmar Olson, and Darren Wolke. We'll begin with Todd Ahrens. Todd was a 1980 graduate of Kennedy High School. Todd participated in soccer and wrestling for 4 years and lettered all 4 years, and was captain of the soccer team and co-captain of the 1980 wrestling team that went to the state tournament. Todd qualified for state wrestling tournament in 1978, took third place at state wrestling tournament in 1979, and was the individual state wrestling champion in 1980 with a record of 34-0. In 1980, Todd was named All-Conference and All-American in wrestling, and he was named Athlete of the Year by the American Legion. Todd wrestled and coached for his father and fellow Hall of Famer Dave Ahrens. Congratulations, Todd Ahrens. Our next inductee is Randy Kajewski, another 1980 graduate. Randy participated in soccer for 4 years and lettered in 5 sports at Kennedy and was captain of the soccer team as a senior. He led the soccer team in scoring as a junior and senior and finished his career tied as the leading scorer in school history and the all-time assist leader. Randy led the state in soccer scoring as a senior. He was named All-Conference in soccer as a junior and in his senior year, recognized as All-State Honorable Mention as a junior, and was All-State in soccer as a senior. Other awards include being named as the WCCO High School Soccer Player of the Year as a senior, and he was a Parade All-American Senior Selection in soccer as a senior. Randy attended Oakland University in Michigan on a soccer scholarship and was offered a professional contract from the North American Soccer League. Congratulations, Randy Kajewski. Our next honoree is Brad Tufto, a 1979 graduate. Brad participated in wrestling for 4 years, lettering all 4 years, and he participated in football and lettered 3 years. He was an all-conference wrestler in 1978 and 79. He was the Minnesota State High School League State Wrestling Meet silver medalist at 185 pounds in 1978 and the state champion at 167 pounds in 1979. Brad was the United States Wrestling Federation state champion in 1975, 76, and 78. He was the USWF Central National Freestyle Champion in 1978 and the International Federation of Associated Wrestling Styles Elite World Freestyle Champion in 1978. Brad was a member of the Indiana State Wrestling Team in 1980 through 1983. Brad was named Bloomington Chamber of Commerce Kennedy High School Athlete of the Year in 1979, and he served his former team as an assistant coach in the Kennedy Wrestling Program in 1984. Congratulations, Brad Tufto. Our next inductee, Lori Vidmar Olson. Lori was a 1986 graduate. She participated in soccer, basketball, and softball and lettered 12 times and served as captain of all 3 sports. In soccer, Lori was named All-Conference in 1984 and 85, All-Region, All-Upper Midwest All-American, and All-State in 1985. She was a state soccer tournament participant in 1985. In basketball, Lori was all-conference in 1986 and held the school basketball scoring record at the time of her graduation. In softball, Lori was selected all-conference in 1986. She was the Athena Award winner in 1986 and named Bloomington Chamber of Commerce Athlete of the Year in 1986. Lori was an assistant soccer coach at Kennedy High School in 1988, 89, and 90, including the state tournament teams in 89 and 90. Congratulations, Lori Vidmar Olsen. Our final inductee into the Hall of Fame is 1981 graduate Darren Wolke. Darren participated in track and field and football, winning multiple letters. He was selected all-conference in track in 1981. He was the state champion in both the 100-meter dash and 200-meter dash in 1981, and state champion in the 4x100 medley relay or meter relay in 1980 and 1981. Darren held the state record for the 100-meter dash at Kennedy High School and Kennedy High School records for the 100-meter and 200-meter dash and for the 4x100-meter relay and the 4x200-meter relay. Congratulations, Darren Wolke. Once again, congratulations to all of our 2019 inductees to the Kennedy High School Athletics Hall of Fame. We want to recognize Principal Carol Campa, Activities Director John Anderson, and Assistant Principal Chris Krenz. And with the conclusion of our induction ceremony, it is time for entertainment by the Kennedy High School Pep Band under the direction of Mr. John Engebretson and student directors Corey Berner and Ingrid Anderson.
see on page 4 that the projections need to be tornado next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Back at Bloomington Stadium for the start of the second half. Here's the first offensive play for Kennedy. The second half kickoff received by Kennedy was kicked out of the end zone. The Eagles starting at the 20-yard line, trailing 14-6 to the Mound Westonka Whitehawks alongside DJ Moffitt, Josh Powers, Paul Fournier on the sideline, our entire crew out on a hot and humid Week 4 Friday night. And Kennedy getting back into it late in the first half. DJ, their final possession of the half, ending in their first touchdown of the game.
Theo Simmons doing a good job getting into the end zone. He has some pretty good carries. He was stifled early in the game, but found a way to get into the end zone. That was good for Kennedy.
13 carries, 45 yards for Theo. Here's carry number 14, and it does not go very far. Might have lost a yard. It'll be 3rd and long for Kennedy. Another plot twist to this one. Jesse Falk still in there at quarterback for Kennedy after Avante Monroe was injured following a big pileup. He was at the bottom of a pile. He looked fine jogging off in terms of wasn't limping, didn't seem to be any leg injury, so we're not sure exactly what the issue is with him, but have not seen him since that play.
I'm hoping that he's all right. He's had some head injuries in the past, so I'm hoping that he's okay.
We're not sure if it is a head injury. Could be, but obviously safety is first and foremost. Here's 3rd and long. Falk in all sorts of trouble trying to get out of it. Hit and sacked. Somehow held onto the football, but he is down. Gets back up pretty quickly, but it's 4th and long for Kennedy. First sack of the game for Mound Westonka.
And Jesse, more of a pocket passer, a 3-step drop, throw the ball, quick read type of guy. You see here he's flushed out the pocket. It's not really his style. He does a good job of holding on to the ball, and Mound Westonka gets the ball back.
Trayton Madison to punch. Should be good field position for the Whitehawks, and now it's going to get a little bit tougher. I believe that's going to be either an illegal substitution or a delay of game.
Mound Westonka now getting the ball back.
Substitution on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
5th penalty for Kennedy. Mound Westonka yet to be whistled for a penalty in this game, so they've been very disciplined.
They're traditionally a really disciplined team. It's important for them to get momentum, and they're going to have good chances doing that. Now getting the ball in good field position.
We've seen one return man, sometimes two. This time just one. Cameron Oates standing in Kennedy territory at the 47. This is a heck of a kick by Madison, very high, and Oates makes the fair catch at the 45-yard line. 35-yard punt, no return. Not a good start to the second half for Kennedy. This is kind of how the first quarter and a half went for Kennedy. Their offense wasn't doing much. Defense had to defend a lot of short fields. They did a great job, but did give up the 2 touchdowns.
But they found ways to get off the field, whether it was a 4th down stop or 2 interceptions, so they feel confident.
Von Bank will hand it to Knobs to start the second half. Knobs hit by number 34. Once again, Deion Barber, I think, is having an excellent game at linebacker. 3-yard pickup. Knobs, by the way, in the first half, 3 carries for 24 yards. Also had 4 receptions for 47 yards. Von Bank was 9 out of 16, 102 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. 2nd and 7, Von Bank will keep it on a quarterback run. And there's Avante Monroe in, number 10, in on that tackle, so that's good to see for Kennedy. Von Bank, though, picks up 8 yards and a first down.
That's the different things that they have in their arsenal, the ability to run with the quarterback. They do a lot of jet reads, so you have to think about that. And they pull guys and get you in different directions. That's their way of running the misdirection. Kennedy doing a good job of swarming to the football, getting them on the ground, but this is the first down for Mound Westonka.
Von Bank now 6 carries, 34 yards. Trayton Madison, by the way, or excuse me, not Trayton Madison. Tucker Anderley leading the way for Mound Westonka, 5 carries, 69 yards, and both touchdowns. Here is Anderley, his first carry of the second half. He's into the second level. And another first down all the way to the 20-yard line, 14 more as the run game opening up a little bit for the Whitehawks here in the second half.
So Coach Nick David corrected me in the beginning of the game when I was talking to him. I said, you guys look a little different. He said, no, we have the same plays. We just do it out of a shotgun. And this was the same thing right here. This is a straightforward power run game right there. They want to out-physical Kennedy, try to wear him down.
Von Bank will hand it on the jet action. Kennedy is all over this. Charlie Nesbitt going nowhere. He has tackled Jesse Falk, was over there, as was Houston and Dion Barber. Quickly, we send it down to field level. Paul Fournier.
Thanks, guys. I tried to talk to the Mound Westonka coaching staff. They declined to talk at halftime. Talked to Coach Williams here. He said that, they're still in this game. Nobody expected them to be in this game. It's 14-6 here in the third quarter. They got to stop making mistakes, and the weather's cooled down, so they got to buckle down and get through it. Quick update in Jefferson. They were down 24-7. They just started the third quarter out there in St. Louis Park, and there is no rain or lightning in the area, so we should be able to get this whole game in. Up north, there are games being delayed because of lightning, so should be able to get the game in tonight without any weather issues. Up to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Paul. That might explain the humidity. I didn't realize storms were in the area, so we're fortunate to be looking like south of that trouble. So we should be set for the second half. 3rd and 10, by the way. Long third down here for the Whitehawks at the Kennedy 20. Von Bank rolling right, sets up, fires toward the corner into the end zone. Lofts it perfectly for the touchdown to Nesbitt. The best throw of the night for Von Bank, and he is right on target on this 20-yard touchdown.
Von Bank doing what he does best, getting outside the pocket. They move the line, they shuffle him to the right. The corner has his eyes in the backfield thinking that they might get a run. The ball goes over his head. That's the first thing that you teach a corner is you're deeper than the deepest. Whether you're 1 or you're cover 3, whatever it is, you got to make sure nobody gets behind you.
Navy tacks on the extra point. The 7th touchdown throwing for Tyler Von Bank. And a huge 3rd down and 10 conversion right there as Kennedy let a man Nesbitt sneak behind them.
Well, those areas right there are simple plays that you set up over and over and over, and then you run to your big play. And that's what Kennedy cannot give up in the second half. You cannot give up big plays. You've been doing a good job on defense, shutting down their simple stuff, and they're setting you up for something. I still feel like the jet read throw, power throw is going to come. I still feel like they're going to still stick to their swing pass, which will set up a double pass. They're setting you up for something. You always got to keep your head on the swivel. So they got to keep Mount Westonka from making the big plays, and hopefully just try to either make them punt or get the kicker on the field.
Yeah, and that was kind of their version of a max protect because they rolled Von Bank right, but they also had 2 blockers roll right with him, giving him the time for that route to develop downfield. So now it's back to a 2-score game, 21-6, approaching midway third quarter, and this kick also boomed out of the end zone by Daniel Navy. Kennedy will once again start from the 20.
Number 10 trotting out on the field, so Avante Monroe looks to be a part of the offense in some capacity. He gave you so much dynamic areas that you can kind of like call different plays and do different things. He's so dynamic. So it's good to see him trot out on the field and help Kennedy try to get the ball in the end zone on their second drive of the second half.
So Monroe back from being shaken up back in the first half. Will fake it to Theo Simmons trying to get around the edge. Nowhere to go. Should have thrown that out of bounds. He's going to take a big loss.
I think that was a designed run because you saw Jake Houston not go for a route he was going to block. So what that lets you know is that he was told to run this ball. So not the greatest outcome that you wanted there, but he seemed to protect the ball, but that's a lot of yards to lose.
Yeah, and even if there's nobody running a route, you could still throw it out of bounds and save the 7-yard loss. But probably in his mind, he's not thinking of a pass because, as you said, it did look like a designed run. So Kennedy behind the sticks here, 2nd and 17. Falk back in, throws it to Hanspard, who has the catch. He'll pick up 3, but it'll be 3rd and 14.
Now that's a great play right there. If it's 2nd and 10, if it's 1st and 10, you love that play. But unfortunately, it's second and long. He throws the out route, the quick out route. Amarian Hanspard doing a good job of catching the ball, but you still got long yardage here with the sticks.
3rd catch for Amarian Hanspard, but those 3 catches combined have just netted 7 yards. So 3rd and 13, Falk back in at quarterback. They will hand it to Theo Simmons. Got around 1 tackler. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage to start this series. But it's just a gain of 3, and Kennedy will looking like they're going to be forced to punt here for the 2nd time in this second half.
Just honestly, just not enough effort in the run game. You got a dynamic guy back there. You can't be turned around looking for somebody else. You can't be watching the play. About 5-6 guys on the offensive line looking for somebody to block. You got to go find somebody to block. The plays have to be made. They don't just happen. So hopefully Kennedy can get it fixed on the offensive line here pretty soon.
Trayton Madison back to punt for Kennedy. Here's the kick, lower end over end, taken by Oates at the 48, and nice tackle in open space at the 42-yard line by Jake Houston. But once again, the Whitehawks setting up to start another drive in Kennedy territory.
Really impressed with how Jake Houston is able to break his feet down in space, attack the hip. That is hawk tackling right there. That's how you teach it. Very safe tackling, but physical at the same time. Whitehawks here, good field position. You scored on a pass play, but you set up a lot of small plays in between. Look for them to do the same thing, the jet read. At some point in time, we will see that throw.
They send it on the jet action to Oaks, broke a tackle to the 2nd level. Owusu brings him down, but not before he gains 8.
And they're just setting you up. They're just running the same thing over and over and over, very physical. They get it out here. They want you to see that they're trying to get the ball on the edge. Deion Barber trying to get a tackle out here using his shoulder. Kennedy doing a good job of shuffling their feet and getting in front of him so they can get him down on the ground. But I still feel like they're setting them up for that pass.
2nd and short. You get the feeling a score here may be too much for Kennedy. I know there's still a quarter and change left, but the momentum on the side of the Whitehawks now. And look at the running back, Adam Nobbs, to the 2nd level, and another first down. Gain of 16.
This is a straight ahead run here. Hat on a hat, is blocking straight forward. So they're being a little bit more physical. You're also seeing the Whitehawks substitute a lot. They're getting a lot of different guys on and off the field right now, keeping guys fresh.
Injured Eagle, number 54, Jackson Reichenberger Cooper, holding his right ankle, it looks like. Correction, it's his left ankle. Does not look promising either way. So we're down to 4:21 remaining 3rd quarter. It's 14-6 at halftime, now 21-6. The Whitehawks scoring on the first possession of the 2nd half and threatening once again.
Momentum, momentum, momentum. And what they've done is just done a lot of small things correctly. As you see the young man over there from Mound Westonka with a beautiful smile on his face enjoying the lead. They're just doing a lot of small things great, being a little bit more physical at the point of attack and just catching Kennedy on big plays. You don't need too much when you're just doing a lot of small things right.
Reichenberger Cooper needing to be helped off. Would imagine that his night is done, as we're already late here in the 3rd quarter. By the way, Mound Westonka, if you're not familiar with where that is, it's in the metro area, I would say. It's just on the west side of Lake Minnetonka. Out there, take Highway 12 or 394, whatever you prefer to call it, west. About a 30-minute drive from here. So here's
Valiant Taylor on the substitute in there.
1st and 10. They give it on the jet action again to Leonard. That time Kennedy played it nicely. Leonard only able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Jake Houston having a really good game on defense, setting the edge, making tackles, especially in space, allowing his other players to come up and help him and play ball, but also involving himself in the play.
He really is playing well defensively here. I know he hasn't had the offensive night that he may have wanted. But his tackling has been on point.
You see, he was out of the frame and then came back in the frame. That's energy. That's a guy that decides he wants to make the tackle.
2nd and 10. And the defense bow up here. Jet action, no, they fake it. That would have been a disaster had that been handed off. So Von Bank charges ahead. Late flag. That's not a good sign. Von Bank picked up about 5. We'll check the flag again. The Whitehawks have not been penalized yet in this game. Von Bank had his helmet jarred loose as well. He's going to have to come out for a play.
I think the penalty is the guy is number 34 taking his helmet off, so I think he gets to stay on the
After
field.
the play, got illegal helmet contact. Number 34 of the defense, half the distance to the goal, first down.
So that is a personal foul. Von Bank gets to stay on the field because it was unintentional. It wasn't something that, it wasn't on his account. It was a personal foul, so he gets to stay on the field.
6 penalty on Kennedy. 1st and goal for the Whitehawks, trying to break this one open late in the 3rd.
They're leaving that right side wide open there.
The handoff is to Knobs up the middle. He's going to be short. Took it down to about the 2.5-yard line. 2nd and goal to go.
Kennedy with no contained blitzer on that right side. As you can see, they find a way to pull 2 guys. There was a lane there, but it got clogged up really fast with some quick yardage.
This is where it's dangerous for that RPO dangerous for the defense. You got that RPO quarterback. All he has to do is pull that ball out, and a lot of times you've committed so many guys up the middle in the goal line defense, he can just pull it around that edge.
Mound Westonka doesn't do the traditional RPO. We haven't seen the quick slant behind the middle linebacker, but they do a really good job of the deep post. It's not a lot of room here for that, but you can see the pop pass, the seam pass.
It was getting late in the play clock as the Whitehawks had to run up to the line of scrimmage, and I believe they called a timeout.
Kennedy's coach is saying that they are reading the offensive linemen. They feel like they're getting some false starts, but beyond that, you can also read where they're pulling. You can see that they're telling a little bit. So if Kennedy can do a better job of just being a little bit more aggressive and finding those lanes and getting into those gaps and plugging those holes, they might be able to stop these physical straight-ahead runs that are happening, especially down here in the goal line area.
Previous play, we had a flag on the field. I had a face mask, 84 on the defense. It's going to be half the distance to goal. We're going to replay the down. First down.
It's about as late of a flag as you can get. I mean, they were about ready to start the next play.
Yeah, I don't know whether you just forgot that there was a face mask or what happened, but nevertheless.
Yeah, it's not as if you needed to wait till the result of the play or it was even over before throwing that. Who knows? Maybe the flag got stuck in the official's belt. Who knows?
Yeah.
So it is 1st and goal, but now it's from the 1.
They like to pull guys down here in the goal line area. See if you can't find out who's going to pull.
Von Bank gives it to Knobs. He is stacked up in the backfield.
And they figured it out. They found a way to find out who's going to pull and get inside there. So that's a really good job. As you can see, 56 pulls, and they just go right through that area, being physical at the point of attack, getting your hands on the blockers, getting off, and getting the runner down on the ground.
Lumen Kamoji, number 64, the junior, with the tackle for a 2-yard loss. So that will help your goal line defense.
You just got to want it more down here. You got to give a little bit of effort.
Knobs again, nowhere to go. Wrapped up again in the backfield. Oh, they stole the ball! Kennedy stole the ball, and the Eagles have it.
What a stop. Just a little bit more effort. Just a little bit more effort is what you need down here. Kennedy finding ways to get stops, whether it's interceptions, getting off on fourth down, clouding the runner, getting in the way of the pullers, a little bit extra, just a little bit extra. Good job by Lavelle here, getting the pull away, and that's a turnover with some momentum to score.
Third turnover forced by the Eagle defense. Watch Lavelle Miller just rip it away from Knobs.
And you get bodies on bodies. You try to get the tackle first. As you can see, they secured the tackle. And then you get guys trying to go in there and get the strip.
And that actually was reacted quite well to by the Mound Westonka defense. That could have gone a longer way. Here's a quick out to Jake Houston, trying to get him involved here in the second half.
Oh, he's not down on the ground yet.
He wasn't. There was whistles. He'll pick up a couple.
That's a bit of an early whistle there.
Well, his effort tonight, we have said it 3 or 4 times tonight. His effort has been outstanding.
And you got to reward a kid like that, and they do it. They try to get the ball in his hands. He is just a ball of fire. He's the kind of guy that you want to have on your team.
Avante Monroe jogging into the huddle for Kennedy.
Second and medium, you get Avante on the field. Looks like they're going to put him in a different position. I love that. Now you're just going to be dynamic. Like I said, they got a lot of things that they do.
They'll hand it to Theo, trying to get up the middle. Just couldn't quite squeeze through that hole. He picked up a yard. Third down as we're under a minute here, third quarter. Kennedy still within 2 scores somehow in this game. They forced 3 turnovers in their own end and a stop on fourth down defensively.
As you can see, they're trying to get the push. You're not getting the push you want offensively. I just think Kennedy just open up the playbook, get the ball on the outside, get the ball in your playmaker's hands. Don't just do what they want you to do. Try to get the ball out there.
3rd and 7. Falk takes the high snap, looking, running out of time. Flush, throws it downfield, and it is caught. Should be enough for the first down. It is. Caught by Mawada Sherwood for an 8-yard gain and a first down, it appears, for Kennedy.
Look at Jesse. Just a calm, cool, collected guy back there. Keeps his eyes downfield, got his head on the swivel. Deion Sherwood finding the space to catch the ball, the scramble drill there. Kennedy with the first down.
Excellent job by Sherwood to break off his route and come help his quarterback. Key pickup there for Kennedy.
Mount Westonka is going to bring edge rushers. So what Kennedy is doing that I love is they're spreading the field out. So you get quick, easy reads on the outside on the edge. So you got to make sure that you complete those passes. And right there was a good job by Kennedy.
End of the third quarter here at Bloomington Stadium. It was 14-6 at half. Mound Westonka scoring the only points of the third quarter on that opening drive of the half for them. Now 21-6. Kennedy still in this game against the undefeated Whitehawks. We talked to Kedrick Williams on Tuesday. You know, that second half of the St. Anthony game, they outscored St. Anthony in that game. Yes. Obviously, last week they won against Richfield. They're trailing here tonight, but against this undefeated team, they're hanging right in with them, and they've got a chance here in the fourth quarter.
It's characteristic of Coach Williams. He's just going to fight. You're going to have to knock me out. You're going to have to dig me in the dirt and just say I'm over with. So it's just you can see them embodying who their coach is, and I love seeing that. Now, they got to execute and make plays. You know, at some point in time, you know, the short routes have to open up. At some point in time, they got to run the screen plays and get Theo Simmons in a place to where he can score in different areas. So we got to find ways to move these chains so they can get the ball in the end zone.
You talk about Kennedy being scrappy. They are being outgained yardage-wise, 304 to just 93, but it's still a 2-score game. Kennedy with 57 yards rushing and also 36 yards passing in this game. Mound Westonka 28 carries for 200 yards for them, also 104 yards passing. Thanks to Tyler for bringing us those stats right there in the iPad. I love the service. So here we go. Start of the fourth quarter, Kennedy, 1st and 10 from the 30. And it's the handoff. Getting out to the 36-yard line that time is Theo Simmons as we send it down to Paul Fournier. Paul.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with another member of the Kennedy Hall of Fame. I'll have him introduce himself here real quick.
Brad Tufto.
And you told me you played football and you wrestled for Kennedy. Kind of talk about what you did back in the day when you were playing those sports for Kennedy.
Well, it actually goes back a little further than that with the Bloomington Athletic Association. And wrestled for 4 years for Kennedy and played football for 4 years for Kennedy. And just had a great wrestling team. We went to state 2 years. I was lucky enough to be a runner-up my junior year and win it all my senior year. And football was football. Our teams weren't the best, but it was enjoyable playing on this field here.
What would you tell some of these guys that are down here on the sidelines tonight? What would you tell them as a word of advice or anything like that?
Just stay in it. Practice, practice, practice. Put in the hours, and it'll pay off downstream.
I see you're a Seattle Seahawks fan. Do you live out there or anything like that?
Yeah, I live in Spokane, Washington now, so my wife is an avid Seahawks fan, so I have to be, even though I used to work at the old Mets Stadium for the Twins and the Vikings.
Final question. Last time I checked, Jefferson was losing to Benilde. How does that make you feel?
Who's Jefferson?
All right, thank you, and have a good night. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Paul. We're awaiting a ruling here. You see the flag down. Kennedy threw an incomplete pass on 1st and 10. And
on the play, holding 60 of the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat the down.
That is penalty number 7 on Kennedy for 52 yards. And I'll say it again, Mound Westonka yet to commit a penalty in this game. That is a killer penalty. 1st and 20 now. And the ref forgot to turn his microphone off, apparently. All right, key drive for Kennedy. Down by 2 scores. Avante Monroe with Dion Barber in motion. Hands it to Theo Simmons. Theo, stiff arm past a man. Got to the linebacker level and out to the 42-yard line, so they get a reasonable chunk of 6 back. It'll be 2nd down and long.
And look what Theo can do when you just do a little bit. He can get you big-time yards. Now imagine if you do a little bit more. He's probably going to break those things. You still had 3 guys sitting in there at the end of the play looking for somebody to block. Go find someone to block.
It's 1st and 22, now 2nd and 16. No wide receivers in this formation. Monroe fakes the handoff, wants to throw. Houston double covered, trying to get what he can. He's out of bounds. He's going to lose yardage here again. That was well covered by the Whitehawks. They were not fooled by the play action. And now 3rd and forever for Kennedy.
They're ready to go. We saw that from Kennedy earlier in the first half, or late in the first half when they decided to go after it. Here's the play action pass. Avante Marone out on the edge. Mount Westonka doing a really good job of containing him and keeping him inside.
3rd and 18. Clock at 9:40 remaining 4th quarter. Kennedy can get a good chunk. They could maybe go for it on 4th down, but they need to get quite a few yards to even entertain that thought. Monroe's got some green grass. Avante Monroe still on his feet and a spin move for the 1st down. What a run by Avante Monroe. Kennedy has the 1st down. They convert on 3rd and 18.
And this is what he does. He's so dynamic, getting out there, keeping his eyes downfield, looking like he wants to throw. There's a missed face mask there, and I might even say a little missed head-to-head contact there.
Boy, that could have easily been 15 yards or at least 5 more tacked on after that run.
Oh, wow. That's the type of athlete he is.
That gives Kennedy new life.
He's shaking up down here. He can barely stand up.
Oh, boy. So Falk back in. He'll hand it to Theo. He is swarmed under in the backfield. 3 Whitehawks were there to greet him. Loss of 2.
That's just a tough situation for number 25. You know, they're game for him tonight. They just really are. They're game for him. They know that inside run game of his is very, very strong, and they know what they're going to do when he's in double tight. And he's done a pretty good job in the double tight sets. It's just when they spread it out and they want to spread you out because it's a good idea, he's just not getting those runs. So that playbook is just, I mean, it's so dynamic. They have so many things that they can do.
2nd and 12 for Kennedy, almost a must score right now as the clock ticking toward 8 minutes left. Give it to the up man, and that doesn't fool the defense. That was number 20 for Kennedy. I don't even have him in our program on the carry. No gain on the play, 3rd and 12.
As you can see, they give the ball to the up back. Trying to get some quick yardage there. Very minimal gain there by the Kennedy Eagles.
That was well diagnosed by Michael Nolan, number 57, who leads the Whitehawks in tackles through 3 games. 3rd and 12, the handoff to Theo, right side. Still moving forward. This may allow Kennedy to go for it on 4th down as he picks up 5. And I think that was the thought there of Kedrick Williams. Let's get some of it and make this 4th down a lot easier.
That play looks familiar. That play is what we went to last year when we decided to just run straight ahead. That's the blast playoff tackle. You use some of the backs to block a little bit, and there goes Theo Simmons trying to get to the end zone. He's still tackled and gotten brought down to the ground by Mound Westonka.
So here we go, 7 minutes left, 4th and 5 for Kennedy, down 2 scores. Falk with Simmons to his left. He'll throw to the right as Houston needs to make a man miss, and he lost the football. Kennedy falls on it, but it's a turnover on downs, and the Whitehawks will take over.
I love the play call. You put the ball in Houston's hands, given an opportunity to get the 1st down. As you can see, well drawn up. Could have had a better block there, but you got to take care of the ball. And it's a turnover on downs. Mound Westonka gets the ball back.
Kamoji couldn't quite get out there to meet that tackler, which was actually Cameron Oates, who forced the fumble in time. Kamoji did recover the fumble, though.
If you want to say some positive things, they're now on the other side of the 50. So you feel a little bit more comfortable about your defense, even though you're still stopping them when they're getting the ball in your territory.
Now how long can the Whitehawks hold on to it here in their almost 4-minute offense kind of drive, you would imagine at this point, with 6.5 minutes to go. Von Bank takes it for a gain of 3.
They just have so many different ways to carry the ball and to rush the ball. They have so many different ways, whether they're going to give it to the quarterback, whether they're going to give it to the fly read, whether they're just going to run downhill run. They have so many different ways to get small, simple yardage. The swing play, they just have so many different ways to put the ball in their players' hands.
2nd and 7. Must stop for Kennedy. Von Bank again will keep it on the quarterback, Reed, trying to track him down, Marquez Monroe. It's a 1st down. Monroe makes the tackle as Von Bank stays in bounds and picks up a key 1st down for the Whitehawks.
You can see they just decide to pull off on the other side. Von Bank following his blockers, getting up to the field, putting his foot in the ground. 1st down.
12-yard carry, and they're going to be deliberate in the huddle. So we're under 6 minutes remaining here in week 3. Kennedy showing blitz with Dion Barber. Here they come. They hand it right off the middle, right at the blitz, and that goes nowhere. Anderle spun for a gain of a yard, as Kennedy will maybe start to think about using timeouts. They do have all 3 of them at their disposal.
4th quarter time, I like the decision to blitz, especially since Benil loves, I said Benil.
It kind of looks like Benil, right, with the red and white?
Yeah, Mound Westonka loves to pull guys, so you just got to be aggressive and find ways to get guys on the ground.
2nd and 9. Von Bank, look for him to maybe keep here. Oh, they missed the handoff! And just getting on it was Anderle. Houston trying to fight for it, but Anderle clearly had the recovery. Unfortunately for Kennedy, they could have really used a mistake right here, and it was almost exactly that.
Young people, you got to get your elbow up when you're the closest one to the quarterback. You don't want that elbow to hit that quarterback and hit the ball and fall down on the ground. That is a tough play right there. Kennedy almost with an opportunity to get the ball.
It does set up, though, 3rd and 16, very favorable for Kennedy. I would still find it hard to believe that Mound would throw a pass here, but you never know. Von Bank will roll to his left. He's comfortable rolling that side. Floats it out. It's intercepted. Kennedy has the ball, their 4th turnover. And a late flag. Dion Barber, the pick.
Kennedy still finding ways to get interceptions and get stops. So impressed with Coach Williams and his defense.
Who is this flag on? Barber kind of lowered his shoulder and head and delivered a blow, and I'm wondering if that's not what this penalty is going to be.
I mean, unless he...
After the interception, block in the back on the return team, number 15. It's going to be 15 yards, 1st and 10.
Just don't understand even calling a pass there, DJ. If, Mound Westonka, there's under 4 minutes left. Go ahead, run the ball, use more clock or force a timeout, and then kick it deep. Kennedy's going to have to go to the length of the field. I know this penalty hurts them, but they've got very good field position now.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. If you look at the story of the game with them passing the ball, I mean, they've had some success in some small areas, but when the long yardage comes into play, you've been throwing the ball away. And Kennedy, their strength is their defensive back, so I wouldn't have tried them there. Just run the ball, kick the ball off.
Yeah, you're right. If you're going to throw a pass, their most successful pass of the night has been that little swing pass.
Yeah, the swing pass is your best pass. Shoot, throw that one. You might get the first down.
You never know. So new life for Kennedy, but they need 2 scores rather quickly. Here's a deep shot, almost intercepted. They were looking for Toby Samaski, number 28, it looked like.
Mound Westonka bringing the blitz. Jesse just a little bit uneasy. The ball hanging in the air a little bit. Looking for somebody to throw to. It's hard to do when you got a lot of pressure in your face.
Nesbitt already has 1 pick tonight, nearly had a second. Kennedy is trying to make a play downfield. They're going to have to take some chances here in the final 4 minutes, that's for sure. And now another penalty. Boy, that is number 9 now for Kennedy.
Illegal procedure, number 25 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
9 penalties to 0 for Kennedy. And although they've won the turnover battle, they're +3 in the turnover. Usually that's a great sign, but you almost take one of those away because of the penalty yard disparity.
Yeah.
1st of the half.
You can see Coach Williams there. He's trying to calm them down, let them know, hey, we can't keep shooting ourselves in the foot. If we make a play here or we make a play there, we're still fighting. We're doing what we need to do to be in the game, but we continuously shoot ourselves in the foot. Those look like some guys that you want to see in the stands. I don't know who they are, but they look like some guys that are looking for some people.
I would imagine.
They passed the eye test, so say that, right? As a kid, that's what I mean. I remember one time I was down. I wasn't even in the game. You dress as a JV player, and I'm sitting there. I'm like 3rd string quarterback and like 4th string DB, and I'm looking up in the stands, just seeing who's all there, and people are waving and saying my name. Hey, good on. And I just remember just having somebody just grab me and jerk me and turn me on like, pay attention to the game. Pay attention to the game. So, I mean, I have this habit of kind of looking in the stands and enjoying the people that are there. So, just like to see people come out here and watch some good football. I mean, it's been a good football game, in my opinion. It's been a good football game.
Kennedy has continued to stay in this throughout. They're going to need some big plays here, but they still have a chance with under 4 minutes left. That pass sails, though, and it's intercepted. And that might be the final nail in the Kennedy coffin tonight with 3:41 to go. The second turnover on Kennedy. Noah Lietzau, the interception for the Whitehawks.
Some things are just too hard to come back from. The ball sails on him. Deion Sherwood, a hard guy to find down there in the slot, but sometimes you just got to just find him where he is. It should be an easy throw, but when your mechanics are down a little bit, you've been out there playing defense and you're sucking wind, sometimes it's a tough ball to throw. Also, he's banged up, so unfortunate for the Eagles.
So the Whitehawks take over, looking to use some more of this fourth quarter clock as they give it to Knobs. And Adam Knobs gains a couple. Kennedy 2 timeouts left.
I just love the experience that Coach Williams has given these kids. They're always in an opportunity to be successful because of the way he thinks and how positive he is. You know, there's always a teaching tool and a teaching moment. He's always allowing these kids to go out there and make mistakes, and then, you know, and expecting them and holding them accountable to fixing the mistake. That's what you want to do. So you're seeing growth in this football team. It's a good mixture of senior guys and junior guys and some young guys with some freshmen and sophomores. So it should be good in the future, maybe even toward the end of the season.
2nd and 8 for Mound Westonka. Looking like they're going to improve to 4-0. Adam Knobs just lowers the shoulder following his lineman, and they push him ahead to the 30-yard line. 3rd and 5 upcoming. Upcoming for Kennedy doesn't get any easier. They go one undefeated team to the next. SMB, top 10 in the Metro, and we think we saw some scouts on the other side of the field here tonight. You better believe there's going to be some scouts next week at Kennedy's game. That one's on the road, of course.
Yes, there will be. It's going to be an exciting game. If you don't like football, you can still come out and watch football, because I guarantee you're going to see some exciting plays. And it's a great opportunity for our young men to play against one of the best players in the country.
And Jalen Suggs, their quarterback, and Caden Johnson, the linebacker. Here's a big sack for Kennedy. Von Bank taken down.
After the last play, which I wanted people to see, number 85, Christopher Martin, gassed a little bit, and he just couldn't make it. But this is what I'm talking about with Coach Williams just hanging in with these players. They pull a guy, they couldn't find a way to make a play, and then on the very next play, he finds a way to make a sack in the back of the end zone. So, in the backfield. So,
Bloomington
very
Kennedy,
good job.
They're second of the half.
A sophomore, exciting young player here, number 85, Christopher Martin.
He doesn't know how good he can be. He really doesn't. He doesn't know how good he can be.
6'5", 230. He looks skinny for 232. This is a guy, he could look good at 250 or 260. He's got some room to grow, as they say.
A guy that traditionally, it's hard for us to get out as far as, Kennedy football. It's hard to get those guys out. He's a basketball type of guy. I think I saw him dunk the ball in 8th grade. He's an athlete. So looking forward to him getting in the weight room and Coach Williams developing him as a player and as a person. There's a lot of guys in this program that are much like him, that just need the experience and the love and the nurturing that can happen with this staff.
4th down for Mound Westonka. Kennedy using one of its timeouts. They have one left. 1:52 remaining. And this could be a quick kick here, I would imagine would be the case. Their quarterback lined up fairly deep. They're going to throw on 4th down, the trick play, and it's going to be short. Kennedy, another turnover on downs.
So impressed by Jake Houston. One-on-one out there, having to make a play. It's a completion, but what you did was you stretched them as long as you could so that the secondary can come up and make a play.
Kennedy not fooled. Did just enough, so the defense once again, 3 turnovers forced in its own territory, 2 turnover on downs forced, 5 possessions in Kennedy territory with 0 points.
A lot of good things can happen if you just stay positive and you work extremely hard.
Still 1:43, Kennedy a timeout left.
Well, the offensive line getting out late.
Got to be a little tired for Kennedy, with especially these linemen, a lot of them going both ways here tonight.
Not those 3. They were sitting.
Well, then get out there. Falk under heavy duress. Got rid of it. Caught. And look at this run. Still on his feet. Finally dragged down. That's at That's number 20, Dixon Owusu, in on offense. Clock on the move, 1:25.
Jesse Falk couldn't find anybody using his feet. Did a really good job of finding Owusu. Owusu trying to get some yardage. Whitehawks just dared to tackle him down.
Kennedy needs to bust one here somehow. Headed toward a minute left. Falk rolling out, firing. That's going to be intercepted. Whitehawks have a chance to take this all the way back. Running toward the end zone. Tackled by Falk. The second interception for Charlie Nesbitt, just playing center field there and making the pick.
That's just being at the right place in the right time. Looks like there might have been a bit of a confusion with the wideouts and what routes to run, and maybe the quarterback didn't know who to throw to. As you can see, Jesse dropping back. You can see him kind of hanging the ball up there. Nonetheless, interception, and that's gonna be it.
Mound Westonka finally putting this game away, but it took until the final minute. Kennedy hung around as long as they could with its defense. Now facing another tough situation, but Mound can just take a knee here. A couple knees will do it. They do line up Von Bank in the modified pistol. Going to try to, nope, they're just going to take a knee. Probably not going to see what we saw last night in that Tulane-Houston game where Tulane ran a trick fumble-rooski play when it looked like they were going to kneel it down and take it in overtime, and it worked. They got the first down and then won it on the next play.
I got to say, I watched the game in the first half, and then I was like, I got to get up in the morning, and I'm going to go to sleep. And I went to sleep, and I woke up, and I went on Twitter, and it always happens to me. I should have watched the game.
That was a heck of a play.
Yeah, it was a good play. I love those
I was
jerseys
the opposite
too.
of you. I didn't watch the entire game. Then I'm flipping late at night. Oh, this game's tied. There's only 2 minutes left. Let's flip over.
Yep.
All right, last play here tonight. Kennedy's defense really did everything it could to try to win this game. Offense just kind of ran out of bullets, DJ. They were without Avante Monroe for half the game. He's the most athletic player on the field. He's the fastest player on the field. Jesse Falk did what he could. The running game tried to do what they could, but without Avante Monroe, it was tough for Kennedy, especially in the second half. As we take a look at some of the final numbers, it's 21-6. Mound Westonka win. They're now 4-0. Jesse Falk, 31 passing yards. Theo Simmons, 63 yards and a touchdown, but it took him 20 carries. Jake Houston led Kennedy with 24 yards, most of it coming on that 50-50 ball up in the air. Total yards in this game, Mound Westonka 309 to 125 for Kennedy, 198 rushing yards, 111 through the air, 22 first downs for Mound Westonka. But the big numbers, turnovers, 4 of them forced by Kennedy, 3 forced by the Whitehawks. As the Mound Westonka Whitehawks now are 4-0. And they have a challenging schedule here back half. Now they get Richfield next week at home, but then a couple tough ones against Fridley, and then of course against SMB. But give the Whitehawks credit and their coach, Nick David, they're 4-0. Kennedy drops to 1-3, and of course they face high-powered SMB with Jalen Suggs and Caden Johnson. They don't even have Craig McDonald. He's not eligible. He's a Division I player
Right, yeah.
going to Iowa State. That's a embarrassment of riches for that three-school conglomerate SMB. They will be certainly a tough test for Kennedy next Friday.
Yes, Kennedy, doing some things well. You can tell that they're trying to find their way. They're throwing guys in certain areas. The penalties and the turnovers continue to hurt them.
Yeah.
Tonight they just needed to do a little bit extra. Got to give credit to the defense, doing everything that they can to keep the team involved, to keep the team in the game. Just couldn't score enough points tonight.
I will say that the 3 turnovers Kennedy ended up with a little bit misleading. I don't think Jesse Falk makes those last 2 throws in a normal, and I'm using air quotes here
You're
if
right.
you can't see me, normal situation.
You're right.
He's trying to force a couple balls downfield in a late game, trying to give Kennedy a chance. But certainly when you look at the penalties, 9 of them compared to 0 for Mound Westonka, that needs to be cleaned up. But what doesn't need to be cleaned up for Kennedy is the effort. They need to continue to give the same kind of effort that they have, that we saw tonight going forward. And if they do that, they're going to find themselves in more games with more chances to win like they had tonight.
And that's all you can ask for. And I think that's all Coach Williams asked for. I think that's all the fans in the stands that have come out and supported. That's all they can ask for. Our community really just wants to see you just try to be your best, at your best, against the best, and that's all you can really ask for.
You see the Eagle faithful there, Eastside Pride, as Coach Williams calls it. By the way, if you want to check out Inside Kennedy Football, you can do that 8:30 every Tuesday night. We'll be back with another episode on Tuesday, as well as Inside Jefferson Football, of course. That premieres at 8 o'clock. If you just can't wait until 8 or 8:30, check out our Facebook channel, BEC-TV, Facebook.com/BEC-TV. You can watch the live. We don't get takes. I don't get takes here on this show. One take is all I get. You can watch it live starting at 6:30 on Tuesday. Inside Jefferson Football. Usually we get to taping Kennedy around 7:15 or so. As you see the Eagle huddle, Paul Fournier will try to catch up with at least one of the coaches, if not Kedrick Williams, maybe Nick David, although if he declined our interview at half, maybe he'll be a little bit more receptive now that they've got the win in the bag. But
maybe he just doesn't like cameras and microphones.
There you
He talked to me pregame, but there's no
or
pressure.
he doesn't like Paul. I could understand that if he took a look at Paul Fournier and decided no.
You gotta
thank
love
you.
Paul. Paul, if you could check out Paul's Facebook, he's just got this beautiful smile. You can't deny him, man. He's beautiful. You're beautiful, Paul.
I'm kidding, of course. Paul Fournier, a fixture here on BEC-TV for so many years. As you see the Eagles huddling at midfield, maybe we can sneak a peek down there and grab some of Coach Williams' post-game thoughts as we did a couple weeks ago. There's your final tonight, 21-6. Mound Westonka now 4-0. We're going to take a short break. Be back for more post-game thoughts. Week 4 in the books as Kennedy falls to the Whitehawks 21-6. More to come here on BEC-TV. Back here on the post game, Kennedy falls to Mound Westonka 21-6. The Whitehawks improved to 4-0. Kennedy falls to 1-3 alongside DJ Moffett, Josh Powers. Paul Fournier, though, is on the sidelines with the head coach for Kennedy. Paul?
Hey, guys, I'm going to catch up with Kendrick Williams here. He's talking to his trainers here real quick about some players, so I'll let him finish up that conversation real quick, and then we'll join Coach Williams here. Coach, I'll let you do your job. You guys played with a lot of heart in the first half, and then that second half, it kind of went away. What kind of happened there in the second half?
Well, with this weather and humidity, our guys started to fade kind of on the sideline. That's the problem when you have kind of a smaller team. Hats off to Mound Westonka and their program. One thing I say is when you have 80 guys on that sideline and you can keep subbing in and out and keeping guys fresh, it makes a difference.
We saw Avante Davis go down a couple times with some injuries. Do you know anything about that?
Avante Monroe, yes. Avante actually went down with a minor head injury. Helmet-to-helmet contact. This is a serious game, so we'll get him checked out. Thankfully, we have our trio doctor staff on the sidelines here. Dr. Dave over there and our trainer Jesse. They'll get him fixed up this week.
Your defense, on the other hand, your defense is stout. Came up big, I think 4 or 5 turnovers, a big strip at the end zone. Kind of talk about their performance tonight.
Really, that's what I said to my guys at the end of the game. Defense, I give you credit. You stop and hold a team that's 3-0 to 21 points, you should be able to pull out a victory. Offensively, I'm going to put this one on me, guys. We lost our offensive coordinator this week. He lost his son to a tragedy, so he's back home in Illinois, unfortunately burying his son. So shouts out to Jared Cooper and that family. We keep you in our hearts. Calling offense is something I hadn't done in over 10 years, so it was rough tonight.
We also at BEC send our condolences to his family as well. And finally, we got the Heritage Days tomorrow. We're going to see Kennedy football in that parade at all?
We're definitely going to see that lined up number 84 right towards the back. We have our other activities, Kennedy activities, at number 52 in the middle of the parade. So that's something that does make us smile, all about community.
One final thing is DJ up top was making fun of me along with Josh, saying that you don't like me at all. Is it true that you don't like me?
Oh, no, I don't. I like all media guys. I love the media.
Good answer, Coach. Good luck next week, and we'll set you on Tuesday for Inside Kennedy Football.
Appreciate it. Our sponsor this week is Whirly Ball. Thanks. By the Mall of America.
Back up to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Paul. Apparently Paul's made amends with the head coach, Kendrick Williams. Great job tonight, Paul. Back up top here, DJ Moffett, Josh Powers wrapping up week 4. Kennedy falls to 1-3, 21-6. Mound Westonka. How would you assess their performance? They obviously got the win. I think there's some things that they obviously would want to clean up as they head to the back half of their schedule.
Yeah, I think that the RPO part of their game, the part that's going to take them to the next level, is completing those passes. They like to complete the swing. Their run game is very physical, but then throwing the ball downfield in the RPO is something I think they want to clean up. They threw some turnovers, some costly interceptions that actually kept Kennedy in the game going on to the game late.
We said it all game long, but really that Kennedy defense, and you just heard Coach Williams talk about it, they came up big time after time, backs against the wall in their own zone. 5 possessions ended in 0 points in Kennedy territory. Super resilient, and they made clutch plays when they needed to keep Kennedy in this game.
And that's what you're going to get from Coach Kendrick Williams. His defense are always going to be in position. He does a really good job of being meticulous. They game plan, they scout. They say, hey, these are the plays. This is what they want to take away. These are the best players. Now, the next part is can this offense kind of come around? And you usually see that around week 4, week 5. They have an identity in Avante Monroe, and they have an identity in Theo Simmons. Tonight, Theo just couldn't get rolling, but Avante did find ways to get the ball rolling. It's just costly situations with the penalties and things of that matter that kind of stopped them and stifled them from time to time.
Yeah, and obviously a little bit tougher, of course, this week. You just heard from the field that due to a death in the Eagle football family, Kendrick Williams was forced to be the offensive coordinator tonight and have those play calling duties. So hopefully back to normal next week for Kennedy. Mound Westonka's 4-0. Let's hear from their head coach, down to Paul Fournier.
Thanks, guys. Coach, you guys only had a 7 or 8 point lead going into halftime. What did you tell your team in the locker room?
We were actually pretty frustrated with the way we were playing. We weren't finishing on tackles. We weren't finishing on blocks. Had some turnovers that we shouldn't have had. So we were just talking about doing the things that we are normally very good at, finishing the play, tackling, rallying to the ball, and, playing through the whistle. So just kind of the simple things that we needed to, improve on. And this is kind of the second week in a row that we didn't come out with energy. and we were pretty frustrated with that. So we got to work on having energy right from the get-go. So.
You have a pretty large crowd here for being 30 miles away from Bloomington. Kind of talk about what the city of Mound, Westonka kind of does for you guys.
Well, there's not. I would argue with anyone. There's not a better crowd to play in front of or a better community to play in than Westonka. They're always just awesome. You come to a home game, and every home game looks like homecoming, and so the crowd always follows us really well, and they're just great fans, and it's just awesome to have that kind of support.
And then last question for you. On the back of your helmet, I saw the word family. Does that mean anything to you guys, or kind of tell us about that?
So it stands for Forget About Me, I Love You, and we talk a lot about as a team just doing everything for the guy next to you, the guy behind you, because football is ultimately the most unselfish game you can play. So that's kind of how we break down as family. That's who we are. That's what we are, and we firmly believe in it. So.
All right, Coach, I know you got about a 30-minute bus ride back, so I'll let you go. So good luck next week, and congratulations being 4-0.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Take care.
Back up to you guys.
All right, so there you go. Thanks, Paul. And Mound Westonka 4-0. It does get tougher for them. They do get Richfield next week, a team that they would, you'd like to think they would come away with a win there, given their record versus Richfield. But it gets tougher. They've got SMB coming up. They've got St. Anthony coming up. So it'll be a tough second half of the season, but a good start. Obviously, 4-0 can't get any better than that.
Can't get any better. I asked him, what are the goals for the season? He said, we feel like we can match up with anybody in our division, in our section. We think we got a good chance to win any game if we just get better at the things that we need to get better at. So he's going to get them going back to the drawing board, and he feels confident with his football team.
Kennedy gets SMB next week, a tough challenge for Kennedy, but be a good experience, I think, for this Eagle team to go up against a team with the caliber. Obviously, they have the star power in Division I athletes, but also a team that has done some great things in the recent past in terms of playoffs and championships.
Yeah, they won championships, and I know for a fact that Coach Williams just wants to see how do I match up with his coaching staff, with my athletes, my scheme. So it's going to be a challenge that I think that he and the staff, as well as the kids, will relish, and I think they'll step up to the plate.
We'll talk to him about it on Tuesday inside Kennedy football at 8:30, inside Jefferson football at 8 o'clock right here on BEC-TV. That'll wrap up week 4 as Kennedy falls to Mound Westonka 21-6. For our crew, for Paul Fournier, for DJ Moffitt, this is Josh Powers saying good night from Bloomington Stadium.